I'm too exhausted, I needed the energy, needed to pick me up. I'm in your movie, but this is my cinema. I got the power, I'm built to devour anyone coming against me at tower. I don't cave in the pressure, some of y'all leaving here in the stretcher. Took my time to go and get better, I was reading in the red letters. Ay, hit me with your best shot, I got time today. Feeling like a matador with that Red Bull, oh yeah. No, you can't stop me, I'm running my own play. For the game win, I came to pin anything that gets in my way. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Been here, we done that. We done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, I need that energy, energy. I'm in the game like EA, been in my prime since pre-K. Shooting my shot from long range, going over here's a good toupee. Treat every day like payday. Y'all been living so mundane. My work week is Sunday to oh wait, that's every day. Putting in overtime, punching the clock, I'ma get what's mine. While everyone's sleeping, I'm living my dreams. I got a calling that's so divine. Lord, take the wheel like 10 and 2. I'm losing energy, I'm overdue. I've been on the top ropes, hitting my pros. Watch me hit the power moves. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Been here, we done that. We done that. You all know what we came for. You all know what we came for. We been here, we done that. We done that. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy.
Hello, everybody. And of course, it's another Thursday night of Valorant action here on the PlayVS Collegiate League. There, I'm gonna do that.
You're living in the past.
Maybe one more time.
We haven't actually done it. I don't think at all, honestly.
Yeah, so very, very close there. But of course, PlayVS Collegiate League. Now, my apologies there. Tonight, of course, double header of Valorant, best of 3 action. It's week 3 here, so most of these teams have at least a match or 2 under their belt. The reason I say at least is because I believe U of T had a bye fairly early on here, one of our teams in the first match. So they are 1-0 or 1-1 is what I'm being told now. So apparently I read the records wrong there.
No, there was definitely a ping or some info sent that had 1-0 as the record. So
saw a quick 0 there, but let's check out the schedule for the day. Of course, first match, you can see it there on the bottom of the screen. Going to be U of T Mississauga, a.k.a. UTM, up against Butler University. And as we move down, LSU versus Ottawa University there.
Yeah, should be a very good doubleheader. I mean, as far as esports programs, we've definitely seen a lot of U of TM and then obviously Butler and Ottawa and LSU. I mean, it's LSU. It's obviously not as big of a splash in the esports scene the last couple of years, but we are seeing so many more of these, traditional NCAA Division I schools going, hey, we've got a campus of 20,000 people and a lot of resources. We could probably put together a few teams together here. Yeah, we can put some teams together here. So that has been very fun for us to see. But obviously, it's going to be a bit of a North American showdown in the first slot. Canada, obviously, versus U.S. with Butler and University of Toronto and Mississauga. And as we said, Butler 0-2 on the season. U of TM, they are 1-1. So Butler definitely looking to get in the win column. Granted, early in the season, but I think December, the first week of December is essentially the online final. So if you start off a season 0-3, 0-4, that is like 40% of your season gone.
If you get to 0-4, you have to win out the rest of the season to essentially have some kind of postseason in the league here. So Butler, and a lot of other teams we've been seeing too are getting to that point where it's you really got to start locking in for the rest of this season. And being in what seems to be mostly Swiss format does kind of help out with that there. But UTM here going to be right now the favorites just based on record moving into this one. We can check out the rosters that are going to be fielded by our 2 from UTM. Johnny Black, Akira, Zen, 7, and 67.
Not to be confused there. And for the side of Butler, it is Lyric, Laser, Cardamom, King, Ghidorah, and Rain. I wonder what they are king of. Perhaps the server.
Yeah.
We will never know.
Possibly. We will have to find out as we load in soon. Map picks and bans are already done as well. Gonna have to be able to check this out here with a fancy little new map screen too. Yeah. Lotus to start things off. That's going to be the Butler pick. And we move to Ascent and Haven. That meaning Ascent, going to be that UTM pick. Haven, Decider. Of course, you can see the bans that came through down there as well. So teams still not happy to play Corrode and Abyss for the most part. I think, we had one Corrode map early on in the season.
And no Abyss.
And no Abyss thus far. I think every other map we have actually made it to at some point.
Yeah, every single map we have seen at least at this point. But Abyss and Corrode, as you said, technically still the 2 newest maps. Abyss, obviously the one being released before Corrode. And I think a lot of teams, like you said, just not really super comfortable, maybe don't love the maps as much. You see Lotus, Ascent, Haven, you're like, I know what's going on here. I know what I need to play here. And there's not going to be any, big surprises or just a lack of comfortability where it's like, I don't really know how we play this map properly.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we did see the Corrode. That's a very new map still. So, yeah, going to be some unfamiliarity from some teams. But Abyss has been out for a while. It just plays so differently.
I got news for you. It sucks.
Yeah, it plays so differently than every other map. It's very get the plant down and then play just about every character that will wall players off, trap play. Like we saw, I believe it was the last time we saw it, the comp was like Vice, Deadlock, Viper, Harbor or something. Like it was disgusting to play and honestly very hard to watch.
It's good for facilitating the good old-fashioned cringe comp.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of goes almost back to like beta Valorant where it was just clog comp is what like everyone liked to call it, where it was like Sage Cypher and you would just lock down wherever somebody would push, they just can't move anymore.
Yeah, the good old days when Sage could play Reyna essentially and heal herself for that full 100. Those were
and the slow orb used to be ginormous. That's the thing.
I mean, yeah, Sage was like an S tier pick for a long time, and then Riot said, "Okay, how about if we just killed her basically?"
And we still
took her out of the meta.
I will say though, this season we have seen a couple Sage picks that have worked out very, very well here in the PCL, but yeah, still not common in a lot of these comps because I do think the heal, especially an attack shooter, is not the greatest. Like Reyna having the self-heal, very nice as you're looking to just frag out, constantly be full health. The overheal feels nice as well. But getting back to 100 health, there's still so many guns in the game that will just one-shot you at 100 health anyways. So, I don't know. It feels like it can be a little lackluster sometimes. The res can still turn around completely on its head, though.
The one thing that makes me probably the most sad, honestly, is that Skye just got so beat up, nerf after nerf. And it was one of my pocket picks
glad
forever.
You can still see now. Like, I am quite glad that they have...
But the character's just not in the game anymore.
Yes, but they have toned down flashbangs in this game so much that, I mean, now it's a little more focused on smokes and walls, but the flashbang meta, I almost want to call it, was very, very... very slow sometimes because you would just end up not seeing anything, die, and then everyone's just waiting for their flashes to recharge.
Listen, just let me turn in the dog again. There's a few things that I feel like we could have definitely kept around, and I guess the biggest thing was like the Cadro clip of this guy's flash, this guy's a dog, this guy's got birds. That is kind of what Valorant evolved into, is so many picks coming through the roster at this point, probably in the realm of like 40 to 50, something in that ballpark. It has been quite an expansive roster, and A-Site, or C-Site rather, getting taken over early on. See, Cardamom going for the plant early on in the round as well. So it's a 5v5, and we're going to get a plant nice and early, and now it's going to be Lyric and King Ghidorah, rather, racking up a few headshots there. Nice little one tap out of 67 is going to cut things to a 3v2, but the Razor Wire will keep everybody back, at least for the moment. Zen already down to 1 HP, a few low health bars on the Butler side too, but they should be able to ride this one out. That kill's definitely going to help.
Yeah, close range with that Frenzy, not to mention already one shot in there. And for the most part, UTM kind of just let themselves back off the site. They pretty much gave the site over to Butler. And I don't think they really had the util to make the retake happen, especially against, you saw the Thorns there coming out from the Vise. You still had a Fade, which that Haunt coming back up can just be very, very tricky to play around as well.
So Skye doesn't get, Skye gets nerfed, but Fade can still haunt every 25 seconds. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm also a Fade enjoyer, so it's not like it's a bad thing, but makes me sad. Ooh, the Outlaw. I do love seeing this early in the round. I thought maybe a collateral on the books there, but ultimately Ghidorah gets the one, walks away. 67 to cut down in their tracks, and then you get that nice little bit of regen shield, get you back to 101 total HP there.
Yeah, the regen shields are so nice in a round like this, right? Round 2, you get to save a good chunk of credits. I mean, that regen shield is the reason they're able to buy the Outlaw instead of just forcing something like maybe a Marshall full armor. Outlaw can feel a little bit better, although the Marshall has its uses for sure.
Itzy and Arcros get invested. It looks like over towards C, but everybody else, they're going to go for the B site is Butler. Once again, they're early to find that plant. The weapon advantage definitely into their favor as well. You can see the Spectre getting active early. Johnny Black will be the first victim on the B site. Now it's a 5v3. Zen lurking in C-Link with just the classic, ready to try to land something, but the Prowler going to spot them out. And that means this is going to be a very difficult push. We see the totem pole stack already queued up there, ready for Zen to possibly cross over. And UTM, best case scenario, get a few kills, die to the spike, but I fear that maybe UTM going to go hunting, or Butler rather. Seven did upgrade to a shorty, but not really anything you can do with it from here.
Yeah, had that little close range fight. I think it was, I believe it was Lyric who
Ninja
picked up that last kill there. Yeah, Ninja right now.
Money, 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 money.
Mm-hmm. At least on Seven's end, you really invested, what, 150 credits into this round?
It's a big blow to the econ there.
Yeah, it can hurt sometimes, but
how will you recover?
Butler got to be feeling good to start the first map like that, especially, as we mentioned, right, 0-2 in the season, really looking for a win here to start rounding out their record, maybe even just get to even, week 4, after week 4, sit at 2-2. That would feel pretty nice moving into the latter half of the season.
Staring at that 0 for too long can definitely start to have an effect.
It'll weigh on you.
Especially if you had a game where maybe you lost map 3, it was a team that you were confident you're better than, you threw a couple pistols, things didn't go your way, then it's like, damn, instead of 2-1 and, you know, having a game or two in tow, we can kind of, you know, maybe not play our best, it won't screw the season up, but now you got to make sure everything is perfect. Haunt over the top, gonna spot everybody out on the trek towards A so far. Low smoke will get dropped.
I kind of like this from 67 right now as well.
Yeah, you got to get cheeky. And this is a good weapon to do so, but you might be they need some help, or it could be a lot to deal with in a very short time period.
And it looks like they're actually just going to break through the door, head towards B.
Again.
And most of UTM should understand this. Akira going to try and have to deal with all that utility. Man, the damage that comes out of that is just...
Spike planted.
Oh, it'll add up for sure. You start ran into this smoke. They don't know that Lyric is close on that right side. But you might have someone like Johnny Black being the first one in there, checking that angle. If look at this, Laser's going to take all of the heat and the trigger discipline right now from Lyric to pick up 2 with the classic. The plays from Butler, they're in UTM's head. Zen caught in a sandwich right there. The pinch maneuver from both sides. Butler, very, very clean first 3 rounds there. And dare I say, a little genius play from Lyric. I mean, sees 2 players and still holds that. Just wait. Still has yet to shoot.
And the patience definitely... The urge to just one-tap that fade and just move on with the day is like the greatest temptation in life. And the fact that you're able to hold it on, you watch the raise fade combo go into the next hall, you watch your teammates try to bait for you, and it was a nice play on the flank. But ultimately, Butler, I mean, right now they're just like, listen, what site is open or what site has 1 player? Let's overload it. Let's go get that plant down. And so far, 3-0 for their trouble. That is how you get started on an eco round, especially early in a game when things are not looking too bright for you. The Sheriff, at least getting going early, is going to make things into a 5v4. And
oh, I like the flank there.
Yeah, it's going to be an eco.
2-player flank. They don't realize that Lyric, though, was on the lurk over towards C. Going to answer back with the Outlaw. Still have a player advantage towards the UTM side. And interestingly enough, on their eco is when we start to see the team really find these kills. The Sheriffs just working out so far. We got the Gunblade here from Final Fantasy.
Lyric trying to see if they can lock down Baby Door with that Outlaw still. And again, for Butler, I don't know how much they've actually invested because obviously they've won every round and they've gotten plants. Somehow the Sheriffs are just getting free flanks every single time they look to peek somebody. Ghidorah gonna be down to 1 HP, but the Vandal a little bit too powerful in the close range there. The only problem for Butler, 25 seconds. And every single site has some sort of resistance, and 1 bullet is all it's going to take for Johnny to take down Ghidorah. Makes things into a 2v1. UTM finally with the advantage they're looking for. They are going to let Lyric get away with the plant.
And Lyric's got a Vandal now.
Yeah, but does Lyric have any information? I believe the answer is no.
Ooh. Expecting the push to come from C there or A.
Oh, wallbanged him.
Gets to isolate both of them. And somehow killed the farther player towards the left without getting traded out. Able to just back right up. And then Zen stuck in that 1v1. Lyric low health, but still ices up for the 4K in the 4th round. Keeping this Flawless alive right now for Butler.
It's a good anti-eco, too. After 3 Sheriff headshots of some straight shooting, you're like, well, this is the round we're going to lose figures. After we dominate them the first 3, they're going to rock up with 5 Sheriffs and just
now,
handcuff us.
Here's what I'm seeing on the map right now. 5 rifles back in the hands of UTM, and the Steel Garden's still available for Lyric. So may just be able to turn this right back into a save round there.
Here, and because there's no ultis, no util. I mean, a little bit of ice util was Zen, obviously, but
knowing Butler too, they may just hit the revolving door. But here we go. Steel Garden comes through, jam up the primaries. I think it only hit 1 player there.
Yeah, only player on C, but they should get a free plant. They're going to take about 5 to 7 more seconds. Make sure everything is fully cleared out with the Prowlers. They do know that 7 is out towards Waterfall. That means site is clear, and the plant will go in momentarily. barring possibly some snake bites or some other shenanigans, but eventually Ghidorah will get it down. Ooh, goodbye.
Lyric, yeah, 7 just doesn't even pop out their head.
I didn't even see Lyric on their screen either.
Just barely popped out their head, and Lyric, that's the thing. All the corners are made of paper mache in this game. See a couple players walking through the Viper pit right there. Laser on the rotation from the B site. Everyone kind of dropping like flies to this defense
angle.
now. The retake looking good, but you're stuck inside the pit. Akira locks it in with the 3rd kill, and UTM finally getting that first one on the board, and 4-1 is not a bad time to get that first round. You didn't want to let it get too much farther away. If Butler was able to lock in the 6 on attack and guarantee an even half, it does hurt. So getting that 1 back, knocking Butler's economy down a little bit. You see 2 players who are going to have a tough time buying up rifles. They are going to be able to do it with help from the teammates, but just knocking the economy down a peg.
Yeah, only thing for UTM, your buy is also not looking amazing. Granted, on defense, the Bulldog and the Judge are a little bit easier to navigate. You can just play some cheesy off angles, but down 4-1, the economy in a little bit of a swing round. It is good that they got the Steel Garden burned out of Butler. That is a very annoying ultimate to deal with, especially on a lot of these sites on Lotus, but 4-1 with the game still hanging in the balance. They've got the Second Life and the Steel Garden of their own, 2 very powerful tools, and Akira's just going to be the one to take aggro on Mound, knowing that they do have that second chance. Possibly go for a reswing and get picked up again. Everybody else, though, they are going to slow the push down this round.
Yeah, this is the slowest we've seen from Butler so far. They have yet to even, other than on that A side where they do have the Viper Wall to kind of take that space, they have yet to look to take space Mound, take space mid. Really just have those 2 players starting to creep up on the A side. Of course, Ghidorah's wall going to give them basically a free entry into that. Zen does know somebody cross thanks to the wall.
Oh, they're just going to flood A. That's a great call. There's so many UTM players that are hanging around B and C because that's where Butler's been making all their money the first couple of rounds. And
you see Ghidorah and Lyric are waiting.
Play.
Ghidorah and Lyric are waiting for someone like Johnny to make that peek from defender spawn.
I fear Zen may be in a bit of trouble if they're not able to collapse. The Steel Garden will be the answer, so that is definitely the right call. I think
a nice check.
There's the burst, and there are the kills for UTM. That is exactly what they are looking for right now.
And with 18 seconds left in the round, look at where the spike is. They have to force this towards A. They might be able to make it B, but you're running out of time here, Butler, and Zen is still lurking on this site. Nobody has peeked tree just yet. Here's the plant going down, spots the barrel, but the shots go wide. Ghidorah flicks and answers back. Now it's a 3v3. 7 with the Judge here.
This
Could
is where
definitely surprise some players right now.
This is where the Judge is most lethal. Akira, though, nice shots with the Vandal.
Look at Akira.
Yeah, forget the Judge. It's a Maserati peek with the Vandal, and then 3 players dropping instantly. That is nice work out of the Clove, and that is going to be UTM grabbing round 2 on the board for themselves.
I was going to say, at some point, you got to back up, right? Guess it was halved up, so not too concerned. A lot of time there.
Yeah, I think they got that plant down with like 1.5 seconds, too. I thought it was going to be uber cooked as they took so long trying to push up to the A site. Things just took a little bit too long to get going, and then you get double killed, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, we've got 3 players in under 20 seconds. I think it's honestly lucky they were even able to get the plant, but UTM, good job to hang in there.
Yeah, 2 rounds straight now, and starting to play this defense really well in terms of stalling out the time. I mean, we even saw that in that Lyric clutch at B. There was not a lot of time to make that play, and of course, Lyric, very strong mechanics, shoots their way out of it, but the situation they were in, a lot of desperate situations from Butler here on the attack. And now, I like to see that this is back to where Butler was winning rounds, start aggressing quite early, and instead, Ghidorah swings that, and 7 just waiting, 1 to the head, and 1 down from Butler.
Using the Viper to entry was certainly one of the decisions of all time, for sure.
Yeah, it was, where's the flash?
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have them. That's the thing. They've got a Paranoid and then the Vice arc
you have the
throws,
Vice
which is
flash,
conditional.
That's the thing.
You have to throw it in the wall and have it then either triggered or have it get triggered. And
yeah,
it's not exactly a Phoenix pop flash for the boys around a corner. The flank, though.
Oh, Johnny.
Look at the shots from Johnny. Only one player left. And I guess everybody just going to die basically next to Waterfall between B and C is just a meat grinder. And all 5 players go down there.
Very strong shots, and
very angry
every time we've actually seen UTM take some kind of flank, they realize, oh, there's no player C. Let me just force the push out Mound.
Just skedaddle on over behind Mound.
Yeah, and it's always worked for at least one, maybe 2 kills.
I think they have 8-9 kills on flanks this
year.
and
that was, and 3 of them came on the Sheriff round. Yes, so you throw a real rifle into their hands, and of course, they're going to start shooting their way out of it.
Johnny's like, is this what this feels like? I'm not stuck on a Sheriff anymore. Is this what rifles do? And that is the beauty of getting that economy all fixed up. This time, though, it is an absolute blitz onto the B site from UTM. Trade's going to go back and forth. Akira's the one to fall, but the second life will mean they are back at it for a few more seconds. They're able to find the kill and get the res. Luckily, the rest of the team is getting the job done. 7 and 67, both linking up for the last 2, and UTM, now they are the ones looking fairly dominant the last 4.
Yeah, I see the little smirk on the observer's face every time someone says 67, because we're childish in here.
I think sure my mom was born.
That's about it. I think.
Or my dad, one of the 2.
No, I think my parents are 68 and 69.
I think mine were 67, 69. I couldn't remember, though.
Yeah.
I know how old they are, but
exactly.
I'm just cooked. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if I know the exact number, but the year I do know. I could just do the math.
Math is too hard. Luckily for Butler, the math was not looking good last round. They did not have a lot of money and didn't have a lot of weapons to play around. This time looking significantly better. Now they've got some ultimates. I'd love to see them not get instantly picked by the Viper. Oh, lucky they're going to get away with it. They are going to get a snake bite burn, but 7 still has the pit as well.
Yeah, and that's a nice wall to have towards B.
Where's the flank? Oh, it's actually already happening.
Yep, you can see it from that A side.
But
and they're already fighting. Ooh, with Akira in the long range. They want to keep moving through mid here and just one by one picking them off.
I'm a little bit gobsmacked that they just flanked them again, and everybody taken out, and only Akira dies again. But Akira was the first one to fight the last 3 rounds, so it's like, yeah, it's okay.
Honestly, I'm a little bit gobsmacked. I do love that word. A little flabbergasted that
a little flustered.
We have really yet to see ultimates used from the side of Butler. What have we seen? We've seen the Steel Garden once, and we've seen the pit once as well. I mean, Omen all the force situational, but we haven't seen the Nightfall. We haven't seen the Showstopper. Something that could easily just clear out a site. If you pick a site and you hear, like, welcome to the party, what are you going to do?
Almost said, watch this. That agent has also not been meta for quite some time. I did see they just did announce the new agent as well. See if Lyra gets hung up here first. I believe they were called Veto or something in that ballpark.
Italian?
I don't know the origin. I don't remember the country. It was somewhere definitely not North America. Yeah. I just don't remember exactly. But it was somebody that could break other utility or had something to disrupt other. Like, it didn't sound exactly like KO, but it was something to either break or disrupt enemy ability, something along that line. It was literally just like the black silhouette.
It's Pokemon. It's Veto with an E, not
That's
an
what
I.
it is.
It is.
Now we
it ain't Veto.
Yeah. Let's see. 4v4. Spike gonna get planted for Butler. Definitely a better round than they've had the last couple. I mean, they've obviously lost 4 or 5 in a row at this point. Showstopper, Nightfall, both ready.
Oh, Cardamom didn't pop their head out either. Knows exactly where Cardamom's at, though. And there it is. The Showstopper getting used up, but it's from the UTM side. Yet to see it still from the Butler side. They get the plant down, but just haven't used the resources to really support it. UTM, that's 6 rounds straight. Dominance right now.
And they're only losing at most like 2 players in every one of these rounds. They had 4 alive the 3 before this, and now they've got 3 up on the board. And they get to save the defensive Viper pit, and I'm definitely with you. I'm thinking we either call timeout and figure out how to slow down this UTM push, because it has been 6 in a row, as you mentioned, and we've got to find a way, even if, and you don't want to send Rain in basically on a do or die mission where it's like, okay, pop the showstopper and run at 4 of them, because it can go very wrong, but at some point, it might be worth a shot.
When a lot of your entries are getting stuffed before a kill can even happen,
UTM
you might
is
just have
pushing
to do
far as well. You might be able to catch him on a little trap.
Yeah.
Hey,
UTM,
you first blooded me 10 times in a row. Watch
UTM
this.
is happy to give the site, happy to give the plant, but look at that. 67 sprays him down.
I think he used the ulti in that.
He did use the ulti.
That sequence.
It was burnt up. That's why they went so high up in the sky.
Ground level was not safe.
Yeah, the laser trades, though, are nice to see. Lyric gonna match Zen, sees the barrel, but just can't hit the shot. Lyric, where's the Lyric from round 4? Oh, Butler needing it right now. Laser with the 3. Laser might just be all on this Omen, but Akira's shots have been so on point when they are actually at the spot in the map where the enemies are.
Full util still. This is really good for Cardamon.
That's
really
very
good.
True. Zen gonna have a tough time. Just one shot, all that's needed. Cardamom getting things back into Butler's hands before they move over to this last round and possibly over to the defense side there. And now, I mean, you've got the hit and you've got the Nightfall. You've not used the Nightfall all half.
Yeah, we got to use
Please just use it.
Yeah, and the only pit they use, I don't remember if they either won. They either won or lost the round. Wow, genius statement.
They lost that round because
that's what
Akira
I thought.
went crazy.
That's what I thought. I remember
after the pit fell down. Akira just the shots were hitting.
I remember they popped the pit and then basically half the team got cut down in 5 seconds within it getting used. So hit and Nightfall, definitely 2 powerful tools. You've got to find a way to use them. It's going to be very hard running into a nice little defense here behind Mound, but I think at this point you can even just send the Nightfall, force everybody else back, and then just give a bunch of chase. We are going to see the pit getting activated for the side of UTM, and they're going to clean up the Mound as well. We're going to see the Shrouded step to safety there, but ultimately the damage is done.
Now imagine if those 2 players on Mound couldn't hear anything and had trails leading towards them.
No. Who does that?
Grabs the spike up. Still getting decayed, though.
Only took 1 bullet.
Yeah, it's not bad. It looks worse when the decay
I saw them get hit
health,
too, and I was like, oh, what's this going to regen to? Like 60? But, I mean, still not a great round. Like, where are you going to use this pit?
Yeah, not ideal. And B is completely off the table at this point.
B is off limits. It's taped off.
And 67, one of the strong shooters from UTM side, is just holding this Mound. Gets the kill onto Laser, and now it's up to the 1v3 from the Viper, but taken out by the doppelganger of 7. And that'll mean 7 rounds to 5 at the end of the half as UTM gets onto this attacking side. And with how well UTM was playing the map on defense, even with only little bits of information, I think they're going to have a pretty tricky attacking side. I just have like an inkling of a feeling.
I want to see how creative they can get, because we saw on the defense, it's kind of how Lotus can play. If a team's not like respecting the spawn push capabilities, you are going to get flanked. They are going to wrap on you in the first 30 seconds of the round. And we saw 3 different rounds, whether it was Sheriffs or Vandals. I think it was Johnny, and then maybe 7 in one of the other rounds that just gets 3 of the freest kills of all time. And that's how you lost basically 3 of the 7 rounds. And if you're able to pick up on those flanks a little earlier, or at least isolate one of these players, obviously getting first blooded multiple times does not assist that process. But they definitely had a few ways to win some of those rounds that they let slip through. 7-5, not too bad though. Losing like 7 in a row feels a little worse.
Yeah. But now you got to think about it. A UTM pistol win, followed up by a little bonus win there. That would bring it to 9-5, which is a pretty large deficit. Goes 1 for 1. King Ghidorah does open things up on Johnny Black. That's actually a lot of information taken out of the way, because you're not going to have that haunt up. You're not going to have the prowlers to get into the sites here. So you might just have to brute force it into things. The raised paint shells will definitely help with that. You look to send it towards B with the quick plant. Knows where at least 2 of these players are. Probably expecting Laser to be on that rotation. Cardamom and Lyric.
Omen flank is disgusting.
So strong on these pistols. Butler just can't be denied on the pistol rounds. UTM, apparently they need Vandals in their hands to really get active.
Yeah, and even then, though, the Vandals weren't really giving them that extra little bit of oomph that they would have even hoped. And obviously, we saw the first half, they win the first 4 in a row. They go anti-eco. They do shut down the first round of Sheriffs. But since that point, only I guess that is going to be their second one on the board now. At least try to get this to a 7-7 ball game. Put a little bit, take a little stress off the shoulders of the team. And I want to see if the Outlaw or one of these big firepower weapons will get invested. It looks like Ghidorah is going to scoop that one up, and I'm guessing they're either going to play a C long or they're going to play A long, because you're not really taking that to be too often. It looks like it is going to be possibly to assist on Mound. There it is.
First one, yeah. Ghidorah, once again, I think it was on the attacking side. I think it was Ghidorah who picked up that Outlaw and was finding early picks with it on round 2. Remember that towards that A side.
Ching.
Yeah, Akira Smoke will let you get that orb, which is nice for the Viper. Is it worth giving up the Clove's life? That's the real question.
At least she can be useful after death, though.
Yeah, I think Johnny Black spotted Laser's shoulder when they tried to do the little jump peek there.
They certainly have an idea. They either got the audio cue with the jump peek, or they saw the little bit of a barrel there, a few pixels.
A little bit of an outline, red outline.
55 seconds left. Everybody's still playing nice and patient. It looks like the B side has the spike, so I'm guessing this is going to be the course of action for the side of UTM.
Yeah, they might try to break through Link here. Spots out Laser. Well, not going to spot him out, but once again, still a very good idea. There's a player in here. Close range with the Spectre, though. Laser will win that out.
I think Lyric just popped the Arc Rose as well, so at least keeping everybody flashed up before they can get into the actual part of B here. And this may very well be a triple kill for Lyric if things go their way.
How low Johnny Black is if they just start spraying through this smoke.
Yeah, look at the time. They know if you walk in this door, which you have no choice now, and you can't even die to the spike.
Arc Rose is back up, too.
And you can't die to the spike because you didn't get it planted, and that means Ghidorah is going to grab 2 more freebies, possibly a third one. Lyric going to put a few in the back of 7 there, and it is a flawless for Butler.
Yeah, and now we've got the opposite of I was talking about with UTM getting the first 2. Butler gets the first 2 back on the pistol, and now they've tied up the game. UTM will get some rifles into their hands now. That was when we really saw them start to get a handle on the game. I mean, that first half just looked so odd.
It was a very strange half of Valorant. No ults, 4-0 to 7-4 to 8 flanks. Yeah, it was a to almost an eco. It was quite strange.
Now we're going to have to see what UTM's play is. Now that they actually have the util, have the rifles, they're going to be working on a lot less W key and a lot more strategy here.
A little more SE, you're saying? S for strategy?
Yeah, S for strategy. SW, you just cancel it out, stand still. Think about things for a second.
It's like, is this guy not moving? And then you just pop him.
Let that sink in.
Like, I think enemy team's lagging out. Oh, he just one-tapped me. Never mind.
Yeah.
Playing possum.
Playing possum.
Be a bold strategy to get a competitive shooter, but we are going to see Laser. That is a good first blood there. Possibly a collat. Damn near gets it. Ghidorah with this Outlaw has been an absolute menace so far on the server, and that is going to make sure that Butler just keeps the 2-player advantage. And I think they're going to have a little bit of info toward A, at least, is UTM. But the numbers are not in their favor.
And it just feels like they forget about Ghidorah every single time, and then someone peeks out and gets domed from that C site. And the Viper just gets to solo hold C, essentially. Brings it down to a 3v3. 7 with some nice shots. The rest of the team does get to link up towards that A site as the spike goes down. Lyric has gotten themselves into a nice position without really giving off too many audio cues.
The longest flank in human history materializing. Yes. But it is going to have to be fairly quick. Otherwise, one of these teams could just send it.
Dark cover lets Lyric move forward, though. They could just start pressuring the spike. Yeah, give it a little tap.
Ooh, the C's.
C's does come through. Lyric, though, just waiting, holding strong, trying to find those shots, but all 3 kills come through the second the smokes fall. And UTM back to their old ways. Maybe they really just did need rifles in hand.
Yeah, but they had rifles for the whole second half of the first half, and they just kept getting stumped by these random flanks and these random wraparounds that people were hitting. And that is kind of what you want your Viper and some of these Sentinels to do, is listen, You just need to go unchecked for about 30, 40 seconds, and you're going to have the play of a lifetime. And then guess what? You can do it again the next round.
Yeah. What we've also been seeing here is you can see it right now. It looks like they aren't going to swap, but it was Lyric there on the Vice who would set up all their utility on C and then let Ghidorah chill there.
Yeah, that's usually put the 2 Sentinels controllers. You guys can figure it out. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh,
firefight.
Couple getting taken down. 7 almost got caught without their gun in their hand right there. But luckily you had the teammates to help you out. Lyric answers back towards Zen. And I like it. Drop the pit. Let's try and guarantee this round win. Get yourself to a 2-round lead, but you're still going to have to fight it through. Last time we saw a pick go down, at least in a post plant, it went towards the other side. But with those shots, 2 kills. Now just the Rays, who has been having quite a tough time on the side of Butler. I will say that. Rain has not had an easy time, not had easy swings there. I mean, the showstopper finally popped it in the first half and got instantly shut down by the opposing Rays, who's dropping a 20 bomb right now.
Yeah, we have a saying for games like this. It really do be like that sometimes.
Sometimes you lock in the Rays and you just do end up not really getting, not really being able to peak.
Because it's one of those games, right? The first time you go showstopper A long, literally watch this, and then you get Rays fade comboed, and then you get absolutely deleted from the sky. So, not necessarily their fault. Obviously, circumstance has a lot to do with some of these plays not necessarily going that well. UTM, they have established a 2-round lead. Ghidorah is going to go for an early peek in mid, and every single time Butler, or one of these teams rather, is just getting away with these early attacks on the Lotus. See it so often, and neither team really has an answer for it so far. And the fact that Butler also has a pit now means this round should be heavily favoring them.
Mm-hmm. So long as they actually use it.
Or have people at A, I guess. Wrong guess.
Yeah, might just have to give up this A site. Looks like they will. Rain not aware of these players there, or everyone just giving up the site, as they did see that Viper Wall come down as well. The Viper Wall can kind of be a dead giveaway of where players are thinking, surprisingly.
Yeah, and I wonder, I thought it was a half-pass flank on the clock for Butler there, but no one seemingly going for the wraparound yet. They're going to try to stack up as a 5-man platoon this time. A little bit easier, just try to play as that death ball.
Well-placed paint shells here. Could go quite well.
I think snake bites too.
Yeah, they'll be able to back up off of it as well. No C's to combo through with it.
You see 67 with a Roomba still in the back pocket. Second Haunt is going to get burned down there, so not a lot of fade util left for either side as far as I can tell. Here's the Bucky. Gotta hit that first shot, though, otherwise it is going to be a rough going for you. And now it's going to be UTM cleaning up a few of the kills. But the trades, they are coming back through. The Roomba plus combo with the rifle there. 3 rather for Zen. Gets a 3-piece after the round closes down. And that is going to push UTM's lead to a lovely little 10-7.
Second they get into buy rounds, UTM can't be denied. Akira just needs an automatic weapon to start fragging out. 67, typically the first in there, typically finding that first pick or two, and often getting to save a lot of the util till the post plant, right? Think about how much time the paint shells and then the C's, and then you also have Zen's utility there. Think about how much time that chunks off in the post plant as well. Really forces Butler to have to hustle once all that util fades.
Ooh. Yeah, free orb. And they're going to get second life from it.
Aura, though.
This has been Thanos on Mound, basically. They can't get past this Viper front line. Very hilarious to see. The Steel Garden does get invested as well. Now that's off the table for UTM, and there is still a Viper pit for the side of Butler, so this BC area is not going to be the correct choice for UTM, whether they know it or not. Never mind. Ghidorah kept peeking.
It will be the correct choice if you just find the kills on everyone on site here. Lyric.
And they're back.
Goes down, and yeah, Kira gets to get back up. Maybe even find a kill to stay in the fray there.
No assist either. It was an unassisted kill, I think, one of them. Bye, Clove.
I was going to say, it's got to fade eventually.
Yeah. No, fade's right there, Fundy.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was too quick and too easy, but nothing easy for Butler this half. They are definitely having a bit of a rough going. Still a 2v2, so they still do have a chance, though.
And has the nice util combo to use as well. Right as I say that, Rain taken out the fray. Just picked the wrong left or right angle to look at when they peek there. Sadly, sometimes you do have to kind of take those 50-50s if you can't isolate one or the other on the peak, and Cardamom's just got to let that happen.
And sometimes you unfortunately have to take the L and accept that. I will probably lose my rifle if I walk into this 2v1. And if I do, my team's money is not looking too hot. So I think that is ultimately the right call by Cardamom. It is, I say, only 11-7. It's not 12-7 or 12-3 or anything. So you do still have a chance to get back in the game. This round, not going to make it super easy on you, though. It is going to be 4 Sheriffs rounded out with that lone rifle from Cardamom. And looking across the other way, UTM. Nightfall, 5 rifles, full armor, full util, everything in between. So they are more than ready to go for an assault here. Would love to see the pit get invested. I know that King is trying to crown themselves and is landing a lot of good shots so far, but ultimately sometimes you just gotta be a Viper player.
Yeah. Be a little bit,
because maybe could have got it a second time by this point. And granted, it doesn't guarantee you a win, but it cuts off a third of the map by default.
It really does feel like throughout this entire map, Butler has not been using the resources that they have. And you're right, a lot of these ultimates you could have gotten multiple times in this half already, especially with some of the kills. Like, Ghidorah is getting a lot of kills alongside pushing out Mound for the orb occasionally.
Yeah, I'd love to see First Blood Pit instantly. It's such a good play. It's 5v4, and now I cut off a third of the map from you. Wide swing out of 67 and 7.
And 7 gets the kill off right before the Steel Garden jams their primary. Perfect timing on that.
And I know they didn't want to use too many ultimates, especially on an eco round, but now it's going to be 12-7. I'm not sure exactly how the money will be looking, and the Viper Pit may end up only being used once in the entire half. Ghidorah, a nice little transfer onto 67, and I mean, I guess you have to save. I almost said there's no point to a save, but I don't think they have the money for full rifles going into the next round. Ultimately, though, the time is a ticking, and so is possibly map 1 on Butler to win it out.
Should kill both players? I don't
Nope.
know.
Oh.
Okay. Akira doesn't make it away, but
Not
Zen is safe and sound. And now, do or die for Butler. Only the one ultimate in hand, that being the Viper Pit. But that essentially means you can pick a site and force a UTM to go to either or. And they are going to head back towards C. I like that from Ghidorah. That has been probably their strongest site here on the defense, just playing out Mound and crispy shots at that.
There it is.
There's the pit, and it
Are they just going to flood it anyways?
Are they just going to say, all right, we'll toss a Haunt in there,
That's
we'll
an
do
electric
that,
call,
Prowler.
actually. That's an awesome call if they use all 5. Because usually,
and I think
Vipers,
Lyric realizes it too.
And because Viper's usually not playing with more than one teammate at most in the pit. Usually it's her by herself, but you might get a second teammate to come assist. It looks like Vice did show for a second.
Yeah, but the spike is actually towards mid on Zen right now. And look at how far up 7 has gotten. Clears out A. Has pretty much cleared all the angles, can be pretty confident that there may be one more player who rotated over, but that's about it.
Yeah, you clear rope and drop, and the rest of the team is going to have Baby Door locked down, so you've got the entire
Laser
site.
may get caught out from the right side here. Doesn't know Johnny Black is right there. Johnny Black, of course, easy kill on that one. And the spike does go down before the snake bites can fall. Lyric spots out a couple barrels, but can't find the shots. Last player alive, Ghidorah! That's 3! There's only 2 more left! If anyone can clutch this round.
But they know they can just hide in tree, I fear.
And I fear the time is just going to run away
they will
from
hide in
Ghidorah
tree.
right now, and they have a dirty crossfire set up. 7 takes down Ghidorah, claims the crown of the stronger Viper, and at 13-7, that'll be Lotus wrapped up 1-0 UTM.
Yeah, truly a game of runs. Went from 4-0 to 7-5, and then we finish off 13-7, I believe. It was a 7-7 to get us going in the second half. We saw Pistol and Anti in the bonus get one over, and then 6 rounds in a row for UTM. Just had Butler all out of sorts, and it did feel like, obviously, Ghidorah was one of the only reasons they were staying in a lot of the rounds. Getting first blood as a Viper, I think, like 50% of the rounds is usually a strategy for success, but sometimes get that kill, back up, play the pick, because then it takes pressure off your teammates too, where it's like, hey guys, listen, this part of the map is cut off. We don't need to have a lone player on the A site now. Somebody else go assist there, play in rope, play in drop, play somewhere at least, Because we saw even the last round, 7 just walks up, gets a free kill. The entire site is vacant.
Well, here's my thought, too. Attacking side for Butler, you get your 4 round wins. It is 4-0. You have built up ultimates. Why are we not using those ultimates to compound this lead, get to at least 6 before we start playing, maybe a little conservatively, but you're up so much. Why are we playing conservatively?
Yeah, that's why. It does feel like they could have went from 4-0. Even if all the ultimates aren't perfect, you maybe can steal an extra round from there. And in a game where you couldn't find rounds, that's what I mean. Especially the pit on defense, it's like, at some point, it's now the 4th round where we could have used it. You would have gotten at least 4 orbs, and you've been getting first blood every round. You're probably getting that pit back online. So you don't want to harp on the Viper because obviously Ghidorah was a focal point at keeping them in that map at all, even though it was 13-7. But the teamwork and the communication, maybe a little bit to be desired from the Butler side. But they will drop map 1, 13-7. And I think Ascent is where we're going for map 2. Was Ascent and then Haven?
Yeah, Ascent, Haven, final. So I actually like that. That's a three map best of 3 that I'm pretty happy about, to say the least. All fairly well played maps, we'll say.
Yeah, for sure.
At that point, wait, you're not an Ascent fan?
Not particularly.
I mean, listen, it's been around for so long. At the very least, we know we're gonna get some decent gameplay. But nonetheless, we will head off to a break. Mississauga leads 1-0 as we move in towards our next map. Could be the decider. UTM waiting on it right now.
tune back into the music. You know how to do this. Don't second guess, it's not a test, it's not a race. No black or white, everything's great. No yesterday, never tomorrow, only the present. That is your gift. It benefits you only if open. Everyone's chosen, beauty of choice. You can stay silent, forget your voice. You can malign them, hold a grudge, or stand before judge, just stay in your case. Top of the notion that you were just a mere drop in the ocean. This is your moment, fear is a Trojan horse. When you open or close your doors. Just when you feel like it's too much, just when you feel like you've had enough, take a step back from the edge and take a deep breath. Dance like you'll never, dance like you'll never, dance like you'll never, ever gonna live again. Sometimes you don't like where you live, sometimes you don't really like your kids, sometimes you grow out of your friends, sometimes it's your fault, just admit it. Finger point in the mirror, 3-point back, that's the tearjerker. You can wallow in sorrows, depressed of the past, afraid of the unknown tomorrow, or you can just live in the now. We all trying to figure it out. The rhythm inside of your chest that's keeping you moving, that's the solution. The roll on the floor is hard to ignore, endorphin rush will flush your brains while you dance your pain away. Just when you feel like it's too much, just when you feel like you've had enough, take a step.
Agent select for Ascent here. Of course, UTM up 1-0. Going to be starting on the attacker's side. Butler will be there on the defenders. And we're already seeing some shakeups in the comps, actually. I do like this. Not a lot of mirrors.
They're not locked yet.
Just yet.
They're not locked yet.
Hold on. Jets online.
What is this, 2022?
Jets online. We see a Sage in there. We see two people fighting for the Yoru.
I was going to say dueling Jets.
Astra.
Would be I mean, yeah, Astra is still Astra, I guess. We just don't see it as often.
It just feels like sometimes there's other controllers that have a little more value since Astra got, slowly toned down.
Well, that's one way to put it.
Yeah.
She got absolutely smashed in a big nerf, and then slowly but surely they chipped away at the rest of the kit. But it is still Astra, right? You get massive AoE smokes. And the Cosmic Divide cuts off audio. It cuts off the map, so you can still find value. As long as you play around the Astra properly, though. If you just don't play around the wall, don't use the smokes properly, the character's not going to be as good.
Yeah, but with the info you can grab from the Sova, the
and the
Cypher,
pull on the spike too.
You got the Sova, the Cypher, and you have a little bit of info from the knife.
Double Jets. It's been like over a year since I've seen this on Ascent and Collegiate.
We see one or two duplicate agents, I guess.
There's
the Jets there.
Yoru.
I don't even count the Jets as duplicates in these two comps because, yeah, it's such a nice shakeup. Like, we're seeing Sova and KO and Omen are really the only,
where's my Yoru, man?
Picks that we constantly see on Ascent. Like, we occasionally see a Cypher, we'll occasionally see a Sage, but for the most part, they aren't part of that stock standard Ascent comp, and yeah, Astra hasn't been part of any stock standard comp for a while here, so nice to see Laser switching things up. I think they were on the Omen last game, so it does make sense that they would just transition over to the Astra.
Yeah, now we can really see, especially a player like Rain that obviously had a pretty tough going and got a little bit diffed by the other duelist there. We saw, I think it was a 67 on the Raze, had like 22, 23 kills. I think it was well over 20, something in that ballpark. So maybe the Jet, I mean, obviously, right? Do your hands work? Because the character is all hands checked.
They were at 20 kills by like the start of the second half, it felt like.
Yeah, I think it was like 25 was close to the final number there. So definitely a strong performance out of 67. We want to see if Rain can kind of get back in the win column here, and maybe the Jet is a more comfortable pick. Obviously, it's Jet on Ascent, so even though the pick hasn't been as popular recently, it was the premier pick on this map above all else for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, it was the premier pick in the game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that
you can get a kill and not get traded for free. That will never not be valuable, and even now, still fairly valuable. Having that dash. Of course, the Blade Storm helps out on rounds where you can't buy up a weapon. Still.
Just jumped out of the pole there. Nice.
Yeah, might as well.
Jumped right out of the well.
And only one player low health from the UTM side. Won't be tough to clear things out. Right as I say that, Ghidorah getting right back into things. Not a flank angle this time, but Gonna come out through tree. Pop flash not gonna work the way they want it though, and Akira will lock down the last 2 kills.
Akira must have turned that sucker real hard because I did not see a lick of a flash on top of their head.
Or it just didn't make it past that little lip right there. Yeah,
that is definitely.
It could have just been an unfortunate like pixel spacing issue right there.
Kind of the hit and miss with the right click. When it works, it's absolutely perfect. And when it doesn't go quite as far, and then you have a Sova just staring you down that found a lot of success on the Clove last game as well. They were honestly the one either getting kills first or dying first a few times, but when you're playing the Clove, obviously you just get to keep playing after you go down, so it doesn't mean as much as some of the other agents.
Yeah, and now, honestly, you give Akira the tools from Sova, like where they were already shooting so well, not on a duelist, then you just give them information. That's pretty good. 7 gonna get ran down out of Garage, though, on this eco round. Luckily, the rest of the team does have longer range weapons, right? We see Sheriffs, we see a Bulldog.
The Zeta Division Classic, too.
Yeah, a lot of these players have the esports skins. Nice to see. Also, do like someone in this game is using the fighting game melee right there. Oh, let's see this from Cardamom, though.
It's a 3v1, unfortunately. I did like the early aggressive play out of Butler, though, just saying, listen, we're going to go fight them through the cage. It might work, it might not. We're going to go for it one way or the other. I like to see the team just agreeing to make the same play. Even if it doesn't work, at least everyone's on the same page, trying things out like that, especially after how map 1, we said it before, either whether it was miscommunication or it was like, okay, next round we're going to get this set up, we're going to try to pit, and then one person dies and the playbook goes out the window.
Yeah, that's an it is what it is round.
And that's how it goes in any game. Once, everyone's got a plan, something goes wrong, and it's like, this isn't what we drew up in practice. Now, everything is screwed up now.
Yeah. Not to mention, Sage with an Ares is always a strong pick for some reason. It just works.
Yeah, LMG Abuser. Definitely a good choice, though, especially on Ascent. I mean, they finally put the metal wall up, so the garage spam wasn't quite as egregious, but they still do a lot of work on most of the map.
Yeah, Lyric's cam insta getting shot down there too. So even though this spike is actually towards A main, we may see Butler start to put some resources towards B if they keep making noise and keep trying to bait players over here with some util, but Laser has yet to get stumped by it. Neither has Lyric there on the KO.
Careful there, Laser. Drawing first blood over onto Johnny, so that is a huge pick for Butler. It gives the team time to reset. They know there was a presence now. Not that they know the spike was necessarily en route, but at least gives you a little bit of info to play off of, gives you a player advantage. And the Jet's not able to dash into a cloudburst, whether it's on top of Jen or maybe going over to the A site and trying to get something going as well. Seven's going to cut down Carter with a headshot there. Makes it into a 4v4. 30 seconds left on the clock. Everybody trying to flood through Pizza right now. Shots ringing off back and forth. Ultimately, Rain and Lyric are locking down the rest of the B site, though. No access to the site, no access to Boathouse. And now it's all down to the Vice in 7. Not in a great spot.
Yeah. All of the attackers from UTM, they were so concerned with a player lurking up Garage that they forgot about the site itself and that Lyric was just going to be able to hold an angle from stairs right there. Good round for Butler to get back into their hands. Of course, that being the 3rd round, we are going to see still some pretty solid buys from the UTM side.
I'm surprised they're going to... Okay.
Even things out a little bit more.
I like that the gun gets from bigger to smaller.
Yeah, every single time.
Don't talk to me or my son or his son or my son's son ever again. If Akira had a pistol, it would be a world-class stack right there.
That is true.
It would look very nice. But that would not be good for the state of the game. Hey, guys,
I would like to see Akira with an Odin, let's be honest here.
Well, I'm sure once the money's through, that is definitely going to be the play. And this is classic Ascent. Cloudburst onto Jen, take control of the site. Laser's going to get walled off, and that's why Sage can be very nice as well. It buys you that 5 to 10 seconds. I'm assuming it is going to be a rush plant here. That would be the best course of action. Just have to be careful for a potential fragment grenade over the top, but they're going to slip everything, and they're going to get it down, and Rain also going to be down.
Oh, gets the spot through the walls. Little bit of damage onto Akira, but they do get out of the way. Lyric.
Steel Garden.
Very strong in this game so far. The Cypher has been working out quite well. Primaries are jammed for a couple of seconds. The defense needs to make it onto this site. Low health on Laser. They're going to drop down from heaven. The crossfire in hell will prove to work out quite well as the last two just wait for Laser, who is sitting on 1 health. Seven there just gets to, and Seven just gets to sit there at low health and go, okay, if it gets to the point where I need to peek them, then it'll work. But if not, just give it to Akira. 5-1 now on the Sova. Hunter's Fury is online. Rez is online. In comparison, we only see the Neural Theft, although KO, 7 out of 8. So you could force up an orb here. Try to grab something, and then just pick a site, null command, go.
Yeah, I predict they might not go for that this time, because they were having a hard time popping their ultis when the situations were good and fair. This time, with the Sheriffs, definitely not going to be an easy call, and yeah, Lyric getting cut down nice and early. 7 racking up a 2-piece just out of garage there.
They got caught past the wall.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate part about these walls. We said it. They are made of actual tissue. And now we are going to see Johnny getting active with the Guardian, immediately going for a wrap behind mid. Laser's going to shut it down with the Sheriff, but that is still going to open up UTM in a 4v2. Hunter's Fury is now online and ready, which means this round is as good as done, barring a throw.
Listen, Laser would have hit that shot.
I mean,
Cardamom. Last one. Classic in hand. Staring down 4 enemies. Not going to have really much left to do in that round.
Nothing
but,
you can do.
I mean, it was a round loss. You still do, of course, get to buy up rifles on this next round here. You have 3 ults available now. They're very strong ones. You know, let's see some resources invested. This is the same issue that we kind of saw in Lotus for the most part. Like, I want to see them to start using what they have. We've already seen a Steel Garden out from UTM side, and I would be surprised if they were saving the Hunter's Fury for anything except the post plant. But the second we get into a post plant, you better know Akira is going to be in place for that Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, that thing is either the first 20 seconds of the round when you tag somebody, or it is for the post plant. That wall got immediately shredded, and now it is Lyric. It looks like Butler this time. They understood the assignment. They knew the A push was coming, and they just answered the pressure with equal might. Find a few picks to go their way. Gonna make things into a 4v2 advantage. The best position they've been in all map by far. 3 players up in heaven, 1 through tree door. Lasers racking up a 3K, and that is exactly the kind of round that Butler needed. Nice and easy.
Yeah, and right as I talk about the ultimates, didn't even need to use any there. Laser just picks up, what, a 3K in the end of that?
And I think Lyric sat in hell and got 2.
Lyric just gets to play off of their utility. So much intel from that. And gets to something about Johnny Black anymore there.
Johnny Bravo? Hey there. People even know what that is at this...
Who knows?
Is that a dated reference?
Hey, there's definitely someone, but there's definitely some, like, 18-year-olds, freshmen in this game who would not get it if they... Like, there has to be somewhere.
Show them a picture. What does this make you feel?
Yeah. It's like the ink blots.
Yeah.
Like, what do you see in this picture?
Oh my goodness. Laser's looking at the gray screen, and that is a good, really good player to cut down early. The Astra going to be gone. The Cosmic Divide now no longer an option. And UTM with a nice early advantage. I hear an orb getting scooped up as well. I believe it was that UTM side. I see they have a lot of pressure out toward mid and B, so I think it was that garage orb. Neural Theft and Null Command in the back pocket for Butler. I don't know if they're going to be super keen on trying to use them, considering the state of affairs, but definitely an option. Everybody else is getting ready to hit B, it would appear.
Null Command could work out well if they end up getting a respawn off, if someone can actually res them up, because you would end up having back to, what, 100 health there. Rain. Holding towards the back. Hasn't been seen too much in the kill feed there, but already feels like they're having a nicer game than the Lotus there, was just constantly getting shut down on the Rays.
Oh, yeah, I guess, listen, why not? If it secures you the round, I think they would have won this round anyways, but you know what? I don't hate it. You make sure you get the flawless, no one loses any money, you lock in the 5-2. So, even though it was probably a little extra, you still take it, you win the round, and as I said, the money stays tight for everybody, which is all you can really ask for out of a round.
I think Akira's just fragging so well tonight that they want to have it up again this half.
Yeah,
so
you
will have,
sense.
what, another 5 rounds to build this up? And
oh, they'll get it for sure again.
Yeah, interesting that it wasn't saved for the post-plant.
I mean, it was technically.
Yeah.
I mean, technically
True.
It was a post-plant.
True.
Not 50,
exactly
all 10 seconds of it.
Yeah, not exactly what you think when you see Hunter's Fury on the post.
Guys, I'm ulting. I already killed him. Ult's okay. Well, still ulting. I get 2 more shots.
Lineup might catch out a couple towards main. I actually don't think it revealed anyone, so Lyric may get surprised by Johnny Black right there. However, spotted out by the player Heaven.
I see a few pistols and maybe an SMG there, so the weaponry not looking too good. Yeah, I thought that was the good old Stinger outline. Slow Orb to try to deter the UTM push for the time being. They're playing a bit of a default, though. They're not sending that death ball they have sent to A few times in the past. And with the pistols and SMGs, definitely look for Lyric to get active, but spots a shoulder of 67 there. It will fall back for the time being. Regroup with Cardamon down in tree. Everybody else slowly snooping towards A.
Yeah, slowly but surely making their way over, including that spike. Johnny Black gonna have a rude awakening when they peek into possibly 3 players. Instead, it's Lyric who makes the first move. Laser should be able to get to pick up a gun off of that, so we'll have...
I wouldn't hate it.
Doesn't have the weapon, though, and the res comes through. Laser... It ends up getting turned on their head. And instead of making the executive decision toward A, they send these players on B. Know that Ghidorah's there, too. They heard the flash, so they knew the KO was at least going to be there. Null command popped up a little late into the round, but it will be used. The flash is perfect as Ghidorah getting back to their old ways when it comes to the headshots, but just too many angles to clear. 67 will round it out with a 4K and guarantee an even half for UTM. With still 4 rounds to go, 10-2 still a possibility with how strong these defense rounds have felt.
I thought maybe if Laser had 2 more seconds, that Cosmic Divide would have been an all-timer. Unfortunately, the condition of the Sage res was met. The Sage had cover behind the smoke, was able to pick up the teammate, and then the entire round basically crumbles into dust moments later. And if you check a look at those ready checks on the Butler side again,
you know, in round 4, round 5, it's one thing to hold it. Now you're 9 rounds into the game, and the defense side has used a single ultimate the entire game.
And at least for the Cypher's case, you need a kill to set that up. And if you get taken out, you literally just can't use it.
Yeah,
so Lyric one's a little more fair.
Lyric has often just found the entry fragger and then gotten traded out, but the intel that they get from that...
Or flooded on site with 4 of them.
Exactly.
Nice camera, buddy.
Like, that happens, and yeah, you do need the kill for that neural theft.
Laser. Low.
Oh, Laser spotted that out, but Johnny Black, shots are quicker, movement's tighter.
Yeah, this should be a free plant, I do believe. Someone's going to be creeping through tree here, and Cardamon actually able to find a kill before the door closes.
Angle from the jet, too.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the Sage. You get these nice little off-angle boosts at the worst possible time for the other team, and you never know if someone's actually going to be checking it. The Paranoid's going to connect fully there. Lyric able to back away to safety, at least for the moment, but ultimately UTM's cool with it. They've got sight, they've got time, and now they've got Lyric locked down in tree. There's Akira with 3. We talked about getting that ultimate reset. It looks like they are well on pace already.
Yeah, and you're 5 rounds up now. You're constantly forcing Butler into some of the toughest save rounds that you'll see, too. Like, every single time there's rifles in Butler's hands, they get taken out. They don't have the money to rebuy them up because those 2 losses sprinkled in there means the loss bonuses just haven't stacked up. Now we're finally going to be looking towards max loss bonus.
Really dark towards mid. Nobody going to get scouted. We have seen Butler playing a lot of people behind top mid there. Usually has been Rain as well. And honestly, at this point, I was going to say maybe just send Rain to get a kill with the knives. However, though, the Battle Sage with a whole lot of bullets is just racking up every single kill in the lobby as things stand. And now it's going to be a 1v1 top stairs. Rain will win out that one against Johnny. Unfortunately, there's a lot of damage that has been done, and I see a Sage that wants to bring their teammate back.
Spike planted.
Never mind, she's got a big old gun underneath first.
Yeah, and also in a 4v2, I just don't know if they would burn the res.
Why not?
I mean, fair.
In this game state?
I mean,
I'm going for it.
It's not like they can't buy up another rifle.
Like, maybe not
round.
right this second, obviously, but...
No, now I would pull it out for sure. Rain spotted out. Oh, and just has to wait for the 3 ticks on the reveal.
I think you tell the Jet, after the spike goes down, I'll get you.
Yeah.
Wait till the round ends, I'll get you.
and Lyric forced to make so much noise to hop over that Sage wall, too. They know exactly where they're peeking from. Nope, saves it up. We'll have it for the next 2 rounds, and
you owe Johnny $2,900,
still,
my friend.
Here we are, 10 rounds into the game, 4 ultimates available.
We haven't
from
seen
the side
a Blade
of Butler.
Storm from either player.
That is true.
And
we
get dueling Jets and no Blade Storms through 10 rounds? Come on, man.
I'm more surprised that we haven't seen the Blade Storm from Butler because, you know, sometimes you pop the Blade Storm on an eco
Peak
round.
Mid.
Exactly. Johnny Black, on the other hand, I mean, the rest of the team
has been nobody to kill.
Yeah, the rest of the team has been fragging out. They haven't really needed to use anything.
Oh, there it is. Ultimates being used and kills being collected. It is Laser that finds the last finish for both of them, and there's the spam down. So Butler, the Hunter's Fury, no, not the reason they won the round. They just ultimately find a whack load of kills everywhere on the map. Everybody wins their ones. And sometimes Valorant is that easy. Did you win your opening duel? If everybody answered yes, you're probably winning the round, and that was the case there.
Yeah. And was it,
5 for the
you know,
Sage.
is it too little too late in the half, right? You're not going to win the half, but 8-4 could feel good as you move into the next one. You know, it's not the 7-5 you had on Lotus. And going down so early on your map pick as well, back on Lotus, does kind of hurt. Here, this is, of course, UTM's map pick, so not surprising that they have a little bit more of an edge here.
This Cypher has no chance on B. This is a free site. This guy has, unless you need to go God mode.
We've seen Lyric before.
You better go God mode, otherwise it is over.
Find a little 1-2. There's the 1. Wait for the 2. Steel Garden comes through. Pops up the cage.
There it is.
Lyric realizing that the primary is jammed. Ghidorah gets active, though. That was a nice flash to force some players out. Zen burnt up that Omen ult, trying to make some noise, trying to get tricky with the TPs. Finally seeing the Blade Storm come out from Rain. Lyric, though, gets that kill in the end, and 8-4 will be the half. Feeling good for Butler when you finally click that Z button, huh?
Yeah,
or C or whatever it's bound to. I think mine's Z.
Feeling good when Lyric is just
Z.
Left-clicking people literally frame perfect as they try to enter the A site there, or the B site. That is kind of what you need these players to do when you're getting kind of outgunned and outcomped through a game. Sometimes you just need somebody to take over, go God mode for a round, and rack up a few easy, I don't say easy kills because that was one of the harder kills you could ask for, but slowed the push down, made the Sage res pretty irrelevant in the grand scheme. And I think that was around that, you know, 9-3 is not a death sentence, but the way the game had looked, they desperately needed that one.
Yeah, I mean...
Looking back to map 1 as well,
yeah.
With context.
Now, moving on. The interesting thing here is now you're going to be relying a lot more on Rain and Cardamom to get you into this site.
Yeah,
you can't really rely on Lyric as much, who was the reason for probably all 4 round wins. If we go back and check it out, I know for sure the reason for 2 of those round wins when it came to just opening picks and shutting down the entry from UTM, putting UTM in tough positions.
This is a gamble out of 67. Took a little bit of chip damage, does fall back for the moment, and now it's an absolute firefight in mid. Right in Garden there, 7 and Lyric will trade a few back. It looks like UTM getting the better end of these trades, though. That is a nice little dash onto site, instantly taken down, however. And UTM, just a bit of a fist fight in mid and A, and they're going to grab pistol yet again.
Yeah, and flipping the script a little bit as opposed to Lotus winning both pistol rounds here, and should feel good to win this second round as well. You'll have, tough guns to walk into from the Butler side. Walking into a Marshall from a Jet, of course. That's a classic round 2 buy for the Jet. Akira's going to pick up that Marshall as well. And you've got long range from the Bulldog, too.
And you take some of that smile that, you know, they got it to 8-4. They're like, okay, game is playable. That right there just takes a little bit of wind out of your sails. Wipes that smile off the face just a little bit, which we know UTM is definitely loving. And now it is going to be a death ball toward Tiles and Catwalk here. Everyone's slowly marching their way onto tree as well. I wonder if UTM is going to be any type of ready for this. Sage Wall is going to be guarding the backside of it, but the hit through tree is absolutely massive, but so is the judge. Judge, jury, and executioner, 67 and 7. Oh my goodness, that is all of Butler pretty well dead on arrival. Ghidorah, the only one left standing, and here come the Blades, but it will be a triple kill for the Spectre in 7.
10-4 now, hits that double digits, so close to locking down this series.
That was a knife kill 2 weeks ago. Remember that game? Oh my goodness.
I don't want to.
That's a game I will never forget.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. 67 being on the Sage here, just proving exactly why they were on the Rays last game.
Yeah, 1 assist on the Sage, so like this guy might be healing people. Either they're healing and the people are not dying. But 67 is absolutely cooking right now. Like you said, 21-8-1, the Battle Sage, and it is kind of one of those like solo queue, just tormenting agents to play against. When they're boosting, getting kills, finding the reses, the game feels very hard to play. And Butler is currently feeling every single ounce of it.
And slowly but surely, trying to move towards, looked like the B site. But now we're going to see that spike move towards mid. The one thing UTM is doing that Butler wasn't is actually having a presence mid. I will say that.
Yeah, Butler would just play somebody way far back, top spawn mid, basically, which is like, yeah, that works if you get a kill. If you get backed off, you've just given up all mid.
They had Lyric playing Market, who was mainly covering Garage.
I think they put Rain there once or twice, but again, you're sending a Jet top mid with not an operator, so it's like, yeah, you might be able to get a kill. Have fun. Information given and kills collected by Johnny. A great scan off the Sova Dart, instantly finding the kill with the Marshall. Makes it into a 4v4, a couple of blinking health bars for both teams. And we are going to get a bit of a reset before the next go.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Zen. Oh, Zen.
Where do you go? Where do you look?
When you going to see who's going to be the first to peek? Ghidorah will be it. The timing is so good for Ghidorah and devastating for Zen as Ghidorah locks in the shots, and they should have time to get this spike plant A. They'll have more than enough time.
Yeah, time. Oh, well, they cut it relatively close, but yeah.
6 seconds, I'd still consider that more than enough.
Yeah, but if you fat finger that key, guess what? It is going to
accidentally let it go.
And listen, yeah, not that obviously
I've done that before.
You're expecting it to not happen, but listen, crazier things have happened. 7 in the 1v4. This would be pretty high up on the list of crazy outcomes here. And like, you call for a save, like you have to call for a save, obviously, but the game's going to be 11-4. That pistol round or the 8-4 half that you got is all of a sudden looking like it was a long time ago.
And in a galaxy far, far away at this point.
I get copyright.
Yeah, you see the text start scrolling down the screen.
Mr. Lucas, I'm sorry.
UTM had taken over a set. The Butler Rebels fighting back.
I almost said we had Ahsoka yesterday. It was a Loka in Overwatch.
It was a Loka, yeah.
10-5 rather. Obviously, I got the rounds mixed up, but rifles for everybody. The money not looking incredible for UTM at the moment. The rifles are still looking pretty damn good.
That's the nice part about the reset.
I want to see a big blade still.
Yeah,
it's been so long.
The nice part about the second half is, yeah, of course, you get to kind of reset the economies there. Get a fresh start for yourselves. Slowly but surely, my hatred for fruit flies is going up right now.
Let's see if Akira, are we going to get the old Wombo combo here? I was thinking Dart Odin, but I did forget even though I played the game, they patched that wall quite some time ago. I'm so used, I just 24 clips we got of somebody just catching the god timing on the dart.
Well, you can still wallbang through it, right? It's just a very specific spot.
It's not, it's not like you could just hold left click and spray it left and right, and basically just draw a chalk outline around the entire team.
And during this time, if you spot where that spike is on the minimap.
Oh, that's awkward.
Oh, solid shots though, and you know, an interesting smoke for Johnny Black to have to push through though. In the end, they still get 3 kills, and 7 and Zen get to finish things off. UTM, at this point, just feels like they're waiting to finish off this game. It feels like they know the rounds are going to come their way.
Yeah, my Sage has 20 kills before the game's over. I'm like, surely we can't lose this.
have to agree with you there.
And it's just seeing, like, not that assists mean anything, but it is insane to see one of your Sentinels and your Sage have 1 and 0 assists.
Yeah,
like you're just killing everybody.
Cleaning up the kills every time.
Everyone.
Well, because when a 67 not hit a headshot, it feels like.
Yeah, and even when they had the Odin, it was just. Oh, everyone's dead, boys.
Oh, they know one's wine.
Zen could Shrouded step back into the site, but it is a bit of a risky scenario.
Good shots from Lyric, though, to answer back. Bring it back down to a 3v3.
I like the neural theft because you've got to have the round. Have to.
Yeah. Especially at 11-5. Yeah, you can't put yourself in that situation, of course.
A lot of bullets.
67 here. That Odin, though, not going to be as solid on the retake as it was on the defense.
This will be very unfun to play around for UTM, this wall.
Yes, you have no idea what's on the other side of that Cosmic Divide. It could be players under heaven, could be players on site, could be players A main. You just don't know.
Oh, finally the divide goes down, and instantly 7 will go down with it. The spam down isn't going to be good into heaven from Ghidorah.
67 could just spam under heaven right now.
They've got to watch Laser, though, is kind of the linchpin here. Akira has to make sure that 67 is not killed from back there. Instead, though, we have seen Lyric doing so much work from this exact spot. 67 finds the 180.
Pros don't fake.
Sticks the half. Laser.
Pros don't fake.
Laser, they have
Pros
time.
Don't fake.
Okay, I'm going to assume Laser DC'd because they're still not moving.
Yeah, Laser has not moved.
I was going to say, surely something that didn't look...
Let's check out the scoreboard
because I guarantee I see someone talking.
Ghidorah is talking
and I heard,
party
I
chat,
know they heard the spike get tapped because the divide wasn't there, A, so there's no audio cuts.
Yeah,
and B, you're standing 10 feet away. You had to have heard that.
Yeah, both teams. Because when you're in a custom lobby, you can chat to the other team.
Not even throwing a shoulder either. I have to imagine
Laser,
that something was going on there.
I mean, Laser has ping, so maybe they reconnected. Because typically you do see like a little disconnected icon.
Yeah, but
the unplugged.
Because the fact that they just didn't. Not a shoulder, not a jiggle, no thought of util, nothing. When you see someone stand still for that long.
Well, because like if you stand still until the half, it's like, okay, they think they're getting baited, but eventually you're going to peak during that time.
But we know Valorant players, who's not touching,
who's
not strafing, they're jump peeking the corner.
Something.
Yeah, you're going to jump spot.
Looks like the match timer has been paused. So we do have an official pause here. Yeah, it looks like Laser just got disconnected, timed out from the server.
That.
Whatever may have happened. But it's interesting that it still shows their ping. That's something that I've not seen before. But very clearly not in the game, not moving as of that last
Before
round.
I asked Laser to get a hearing and visual check, I was like, they're still not moving.
On.
Okay, I think this is not their fault, actually.
Yeah.
They played pretty well this map so far. I was like, okay,
that's a very tough time to disconnect as well. That's a tilter. That is a tilter.
Honestly,
for sure.
That's a free round win for them, I'm pretty sure. Because 67, I mean, you have to guess tree and spawn door, and you had to get the 180 in hell. So there's just
and you had to pull out the Odin off of that defuse, right? You see the peak come through, and you would have had to pull out that Odin.
I guess in theory you could win, but I feel like the second they get that kill onto Lyric, we are going to see Laser just wide swing that and find a free kill, as we've seen a million times before. Definitely a bit unfortunate, especially as it is 12-5. I do see Laser with the gun, unless they DC'd with the Vandal.
No, because they survived that last round.
Oh, loaded. Yeah, it just got diffused. So
I think we may just have to check what they're saying there, but
it is
may have to
12-5 as well.
Yeah, may have to pop over to a quick little break here for a tech pause.
We'll come back with our last round of the game, maybe.
Yeah, we could come back and have one round be played out, and the series is finished unless Butler gets to mount the comeback after the reconnect does come through. But yeah, we will throw it over to a quick little break, undetermined how long it may be.
12-5, I'm assuming it'll be quick.
Yeah, just hoping that the internet issues, whatever it may be, can get sorted out quite quickly here. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Take a deep breath. Dance like you'll never. 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 Dance like you'll never, ever gonna live again.
And we are back. It is a bit unfortunate what happened to Laser, and now we're going to see UTM running it down in B main. I do believe this is going to be a 5v4 round. Unfortunately, the time not on the side of Butler there. Couldn't get the player back into the game soon enough. It is all down to Ghidorah, and all that waiting for a bit of an anticlimactic finish, depending how the last kill goes. There's the Blade Storm for Johnny. And after a little bit of a delay, UTM are wrapping it up. I believe 13-7, 13-5.
13-5.
I'm in both maps.
There. Oh, both maps.
Yeah.
Yes. 13-7 to 13-5. I mean, yeah, it was a tough situation in the end there, especially because, as we said, Laser, very good chance of winning that round.
Yep.
That, that what became the 12th round win for UTM. But unfortunately, tech issues do happen mid-game. You only have so much time to resolve them, sadly, there. So that will be UTM taking it 2-0. That being said, UTM was up very much in the game, right? It was 11-5 before that DC. So UTM did already have a strong lead, fairly strong chance of taking that game just based on the lead, based on the economy, and everything.
Based on what we
like
saw
that.
with our eyes.
Yeah, based on the feeling of the game and the matchup of the two teams there. But what that will mean is that UTM going to be moving to 2-1 on the record, which is quite nice, having a positive record coming out of the first few weeks. And Butler will go down to 0-3, going to start sitting in that camp of we really got to win out the rest of this season here to have a playoff run to begin with there. But as we finish up this match, we only got 15, 20 minutes before our next match will be ready here. And if we want to pull up that schedule once again, I believe it is LSU
and Ottawa,
up against,
Kansas.
Ottawa, Kansas, or, I believe they're Ottawa University. Ottawa is the Canadian university.
Well, I threw in the Kansas. I knew the logo I was talking about, but I did not get the name.
Yeah, I know they are the Braves. I know they are the Braves, if I'm remembering correctly. Very familiar with that logo. And LSU, we don't know much about their esports side of things, but it is a very, very large school.
Man, Joe
state
Burrow
school
was so
where
good at football there.
That is true. And, you're really expecting, with a lot of these ginormous schools, very large student body. There's probably 5 pretty solid Valorant players on the campus somewhere. You just got to put the time in to recruit them. But that will come up at 9 p.m. there. We'll get ready for that. Unfortunately, we're going back to break quite quickly here, just kind of how things rolled out there. But LSU up against Ottawa Braves. When we come back, should be about 15 minutes. Welcome back. Nice little break there as we get ready for our second best-of-3 match of the night. LSU versus Ottawa University, the Braves on the other side there. And like we said, LSU, definitely a newcomer to the esports scene in general. Of course, a very storied school in any sport pretty well you can pick. Strong football, strong baseball, everything like that. And Ottawa University, not a new face to the esports scene. In fact, quite an old face in the esports scene.
Good
one
at
of
the Call of Duty.
Very strong in the Call of Duty. Had, I believe it was it Fame who went to ended up going into the
the
CDL
I think
there.
They had one player, for
one
sure.
Of the one of the CCL players that ended up in the Pro League there. But here in Valorant, we'll have to check out the rosters being fielded by both these teams here.
Yeah, we're going to run through it quick because I can take a peek and see Agent Select is getting ready. For LSU, it is going to be Nyx. It is going to be Pie Jelly, LinkedIn Warrior. This guy is employed as can be.
That is a fantastic
And then
name.
Aaron Wiggins to round out the Tigers. And for Ottawa University, it is Android Moose, RJK, Logan Reap, and Absolute.
Yeah, nice. I'm sorry, the name LinkedIn Warrior is a fantastic
It's the most employed guy on the server.
Nobody in Valorant has ever seen somebody that employed before.
They don't even know what LinkedIn is.
Yeah, I think Agent Select is starting in just a second here, so we are ready to pop over. And I did, okay, so I spot the name Moose there. I remember back, I think maybe 2-3 years ago, Luminosity had a player named Moose. I wonder if it's the same player?
Because that Moose was just playing pro.
Okay.
And I believe he's with one of the Shopify players, like, relationship. I think it's Alexis or someone, so I think he's still doing, because it was like Moose,
that,
I believe Moose Loft is his full name, I think something like that. So I don't think it's going to be that
was back when, that was back when I was doing the internship. That was high school for me. That was a long time ago. So yeah,
that Moose is still around the T1 scene, T2, that kind of thing. So.
Not a name that's like super unique where there wouldn't be multiple players in the game.
Yeah, it's not Elk. That guy plays for BLG.
Yeah. Moose and Elk. Gotta love that.
Oh, Lotus is going to be the first map of the day, and we are going to see a couple of different variations this time. The mirror comps will not be present. We are going to see that lovely little neon that I love to see on the map, especially when it comes to taking space and then taking names later on. We see Jelly scooping up the Reyna. LinkedIn will be repping the Rays. So they're going to go for that double duelist comp to kick us off on the defense. And we are going to see a few Vices, definitely a more offensive team at least out of LSU, and they are going to be starting on the defense as well, so I'm expecting hopefully some aggression. I mean, you've got Reyna Ray's Fade on the defense. You are probably looking to get a little bit active out there.
Yeah, I mean, we know how this goes on the Lotus here. That phase raid combo, the C's into the paint shells, all is perfect. Down this A line.
Aaron Wiggins, also an NBA player for those that might not know. Maybe not this one specifically. Probably making way too much money to be in the collegiate.
He's the Luka. He's the Luka of Valorant.
Luka is the Aaron Wiggins of Valorant, or whoever that would go backwards. We're going to see the old classic combination. Not super synced up toward entry there. It is going to buy them enough space to grab the orb for the side of the Tigers, though. Jelly just going to lock down the side of Rubble. Make sure no one's walking through the dark cover. Everybody else, they are ready to get going at C. It is a 4-player stack that way. Nyx is going to pop the Arc Rose, I believe, in a second there. Yeah, going to send that one through. Also has the wall in case someone does cross over the barrier. Android, a little bit of a jump spot, but for the time being, they will look to get info before they make the insertion.
Android head spotted out, but that's really the only player who crossed that little line right there. Of course, the wall does come back up from the Vise. Nyx gets to stall out for a couple more seconds as we see the rotate start to head over towards the A side of the map. Jelly is far up and gets the dink on the last shot there, just through the wall as well. Reyna, though, tries to pop the overheal, gets traded out. That's the risk you take with the overheal instead of the dismiss.
You at least got your one, though, so it's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. The rest of LSU looking to work the backside through drop right now. That means Ottawa, they're going to walk on, take a little bit of space here. You got to worry about the Omen behind drop, though. We do see Pi trading out there in the back line. Android is good for the ghost taps to find on a few. LinkedIn down to 5 HP, but will win the 1v1 trade. LSU down to their last player, though. Moose lands the classic shot. LinkedIn is 1 HP, and a 1v1 goes the way of the Braves to get us kicked off here on Lotus.
Nice start for the Braves and showing their stuff, being, of course, that veteran program in comparison to LSU. Android and Moose getting quite active, but still kills across the board for LSU. They had a decent start there. Jelly had the nice shots, and yeah, just unfortunate that, you know, you try to force the overheal, and sometimes you want that health back, especially on pistol. But there's just too many players there for the trade, and that kind of started Ottawa's push towards that A site. And the Neon is something that I think will get a little spicy on this map as well from the Braves. Something we don't see too often anymore, but the occasional pick will come through, as we see here.
Sheer is going to get destroyed there by Nyx, but the wall's going to cut off everybody else. But yeah, here comes Neon flying around the corner. Absolute, looking to buy a little bit of time for the team to roll through. Android's going to chop down Nyx in the crossfire, and that means the C site is open for business, and Ottawa is going to find a rather easy plan.
Ooh, Warrior tries to find that shot instead. Ottawa looking to clean this one up as a flawless round. Jelly, you need a well-placed shot to try and trade out one there. Mainly just waiting for some kind of exits, but instead goes 2-0 over to the Braves. A flawless round there. Android stacking up. Android, and I believe it was, what,
18?
Akira last match who was on the Clove here on Lotus. The Clove seemed to just be fragging out on Lotus today.
What's the biggest, baddest Android from DBZ?
Android 16 is like the humongous one.
So if he pops,
Android
pop off,
18 is the one that Krillin ends up marrying, and Android 17, if I'm remembering correctly,
I think I was
sacrifices their life. But then, of course, it's Dragon Ball, so no one's ever actually dead.
I think I was 7 years old watching that live, so the memories are there, but they're not all cohesive.
Listen, if you've ever played Dragon Ball FighterZ, you know that Android 16 is an absolute menace.
Speaking of Android and Absolute, in the server, as
that's
I know you didn't mean to, but that was pretty funny.
Perfect. This is why I need you here, though. You'd pick up on that. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's best left
unsaid.
Yeah, some things are best left untalked about and unchecked. But I looking to maybe go for a check on the 3-player stack here. Nyx also ready to support with the Vandal.
Nyx
Absolute doesn't take any damage either, so a good jump spot.
Yeah, Nyx was on such an off angle too. I half thought we flipped to a free cam for a second. That's where, or like one of the security cam points.
They're going to go for it again, though. Here comes the land shark.
Someone's just got to make it in there instead. You've got this two-man peak right here. Pi gets the shutdown absolute. Luckily, you still do have smokes available from the Clove there. So you do get to cut off that sight line. Forces Pi over towards mid-sight.
30 seconds.
Revolving door popped, but
they've got nowhere else to
they're
go.
waiting on B.
Yeah, the Guardian, they might be able to overpower, but now the rifles are going to go through. And now that you've taken the Vandal out of the equation and a lot of the healing off that Reyna, might be a decent angle to go in for the kill there. They are going to run up on LinkedIn and Aaron and cut them both down where they stand. It is 3 kills for the Clove. Going to upgrade to the Guardian, or I don't know if it's an upgrade, but at least getting a few more bullets in the mag, and it doesn't even matter. RJK dealing with the rest. Blinking health bars across the board, but everybody staying alive except for Absolute.
3 rounds straight. LSU had a good start with the pick, but Android really just shooting better. I mean,
beep boop, beep boop.
Every round it's them for at least 2 in the kill feed. Yeah, actually playing like an Android right now. Becoming 1 with the server.
I wonder the eye to monitor ratio. How far are we thinking for Android? Oh, 3 inches maybe? Yeah. Get the boaster just nose on the screen. Absolutely dialed in. And speaking of Neon, locked in for those shots. We do see a bit of a back and forth there between Aaron Wiggins and Android. Android yet again, though, winning out the engagement, and this Clove is definitely making their name known early in the server. I think 9 kills already on the board. LinkedIn's doing a good job to find a little bit back with the Sheriff. Unfortunately, that is all she wrote. RJK ending this round the same as round 3. A 3-piece on the spam down, and 4 players alive for Ottawa yet again.
Yeah, just little to no resistance from LSU.
9-1 through 4
barring
rounds.
the pistol round. The pistol round was quite close, and since then, the Braves have just gotten off to an early start, whether it be an early pick, getting onto that site, getting the plant down.
I mean,
I think every round has ended with just with kills, but the plant has been there in a couple.
And here's the thing, Android's got 9, RJK's got 6. Those both came. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's a good bit of shooting out of Nyx right there. That is exactly what you're looking for if you're LSU. Just a bit of a spark plug to hopefully get something going in this first half of Lotus. Absolute. Just going to throw that quick shoulder. Obviously, the Neon not going to be easy to track down. And now you go for the wide swing behind box. And Nyx possibly going to get caught out. The paranoia was absolute money from LSU. The support there from the team. The Prowler's going to spot Android. And this looks like it may be an Ottawa round through and through.
Nice for LSU. Flawless way to answer back. And if we remember last series, that's how this game started for Butler before UTM completely took over the game after being down 4-0. 4 ultimates available as well. LinkedIn Warrior has the Showstopper ready. Steel Garden, Empress. A lot of big ultimates here. And honestly, you found that one. You get a little bit of momentum. There is a lot of cash on the side of the Braves. You do got to remember that. Sees paint shell combo. Could be quite nice to start. Only one player going to push through, that being Absolute. So you lose a little bit of the aggression from the Braves side, but they've won rounds like this, what, just 2-3 rounds ago, where they lose Absolute quite early on, and then they can just kind of clean things up afterwards. We'll have to see.
Yeah, these ultimates are not going to be that easy to play around. And instead of the ulties, it is Nyx with the gunny the last 2 rounds. Just cutting down whoever was going for the entry. It was Absolute last round, and now Android this round. Taking down the strongest player of the game so far for Ottawa as well. LSU into the 5v3 now. A little bit of information collection toward B. Aaron looking, possibly debating the Prowler use to see if they can get a little bit more information. The Lear is going to be ill-timed to buy Jelly. Bit of an unfortunate circumstance there. The Steel Garden and the Neural Theft for either side, both getting invested. Looks like Ottawa doesn't want to give up on the round quite yet. They still want this last little bit of info. They know where Aaron and Pi both are approximately. But now that the second scan has gone, that information is only going to be a fleeting bit. Ooh, a little back and forth here, and LinkedIn's winning the first one.
Moose gets the trade out. They aren't going to be able to make it to site. Not before Pi gets there. with the TP. They might not be ready for Pi to just be waiting with the shots, but all the shots go wide. And it comes down to a 2v2 where LSU just strikes them down. Pi may have had a tough go of it, but I guess that was all the info you needed for the rest of the team to clean things up. A valiant sacrifice in the end.
Hey, listen, open concept on Lotus, it got a little windy.
Happens.
Listen,
the Property Brothers were around. They put in an open concept.
I didn't know
That's where I was going with that.
I was like, where are we going?
You ever seen that South Park episode?
I did not think so.
Randy starts flipping houses, and every single house, he's just like, I think we're going to go with an open concept.
Just tear down all the walls and
take out this wall, take out this
yeah.
wall. Open concept.
Kitchen doesn't need walls. Open concept. You can air it out. RJK might be airing out the dark cover in a moment or two. The blast pack instantly into the loving arms of the Cypher. A free kill for them, and that is a great opener for the side of Ottawa. The showstopper now taken off the table. It looks like there will be a rotation over towards A, but there is a bit of a stack happening between the Omen and the Fade.
Oh, head spotted. But it's Logan Reap from Mound. Takes out the opposing Vice.
And now we go
Aaron
A.
Wiggins waiting to try and find this spot. Really being the only one towards A. And Haunt's destroyed, so you have a little bit of info, at least where some players are. 5v3, though, as they move on to this site. Pi could be in a great position, but RJK, I read that wrong in the
Got Elk in your
there.
head.
You did. You said it in the agent select, and now I'm just got Elk Yell on the brain, apparently. Aaron Wiggins close to the left. Absolute literally ducks the headshot with the crouch jelly. That's where the overheal could come in handy, but Android does, of course, have the op in hand. Holds that angle. You peek into the boomstick, and you lose the round. 5-2 for the Braves.
Yeah, you peek into the 9-2 Clove, and that is also the end result. And, you know, not that it matters who technically has the operator. Usually your Neon and your Rays aren't going to be the ones having it just because of how the character functions, but seeing a Clove or one of these other smoke users just pulling out the operator when you might not know who might have it, you're not expecting it to be this early in the game. We didn't see an op at all in the last series we just did on Lotus, so it's obviously a bit touch and go. And when you've got a player that gets 9 frags in 3 rounds and has the cash for the operator, you let them cook. And Android right now helping start the AI takeover, it would appear.
Android cooking for sure.
That's a free plant.
Yeah. I mean, when you hear the Neon ult pop, you're not exactly pushing that.
Maybe showstopper from long range, but that would be a little bit spicy.
And we do see, though, Absolute. Of course, the ultimate does fade, and then Aaron Wiggins makes their peak. Does find that kill. Absolute. Been the first one to go down in most of these rounds. Good trade from Aaron there to take down the offer of Android, and you have control of the site. The only issue is Mound is looking juicy for this post plant.
They have Hunter's Fury, doesn't matter.
And the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah. They will sit back. They will use the lovely little bow and arrow.
Too high.
He's shooting too high. Aiming a little bit too high there, and the defuse will go through. I'm not sure if there was a bad ping or maybe just a little bit too going for headshots. With
You can't ping that anymore.
No, I mean if someone I'm trying to make an excuse.
Yeah,
I've never seen someone shoot it like they were trying to hit Yao Ming or something.
Yeah. Yao Ming and Shaq defusing the bomb.
Hey, Ernie. Oh, inside the NBA makes me smile, man. What a crew.
Oh, that's fantastic.
What a show.
That whole
institution.
The 3-4 of them?
Yeah, the 4-man, the broadcasting institution.
Actually an institution.
That was definitely a new one, though. We've seen Sova's miss ultimates, but seeing it from the diffuser's angle, it was so much higher than even I thought it was.
Going through the site.
It wasn't even close. I'm not trying to rip on them because they're still winning and it happens, but it's just so
could
awkward.
Just be, hey, we need you to pick Sova. Maybe hasn't really played Sova too much on this map, but this was insanely high up. Pi, it's the first time we've seen Pi really get active. A lot of the times they get the 1 and get traded out, but you find 2 right there. And now Aaron sprays through, hits the headshot, but Aaron does get the plant down.
Ooh, Clove was back for a brief moment, but it is going to be, I thought LSU for sure locking it in, and then it is going to be Jelly. taking down Logan and bringing this one to a 5-4 scoreline. I can just imagine the Sova comms. What do you mean this thing doesn't have bullet drop?
Not playing Hanzo?
Well, it's a space laser.
Ooh.
The dragons, yeah, it kind of is like the dragons.
That's also one of those ones, too, where if you're Moose in this situation, you check the VOD afterwards, and
he'll laugh about it.
You can't help but chuckle to yourself. Yeah.
You'll be like, man, I wasn't even close.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it was a pixel off, it's just infuriating. That situation, you're just
I wish I could see his face after the first shot doesn't tag. He must have went, wait a minute. Something's wrong.
Oh, he must have let go of the defense.
Wait, what if he's higher?
I think I was too low.
Wait, 1 sec. Wait, the third one. You're looking at the sky, just 90 degrees up.
The warrior of employment finds the first, rated out by Android.
The resume wrangler.
Ooh.
The application aficionado.
I was going to say the occupation aficionado.
Oh my goodness. Having a lot of fun. A little bit of downtime here. Nyx, obviously, when you've got the Odin spamming at C door, that is not a fantastic place to go push, and apparently neither is A-Long. Jelly is collecting skulls over there on the Reyna. I don't even think they took any damage.
Yeah, might have taken a shot. Looks like they're still full and didn't even pop the overheal, actually.
Hard chilling,
and
wow.
That's the peak that Jelly has been waiting for all game.
Yeah, basically.
Has been peeking that same angle almost every single round. Maybe finds one, but a nice 1-2 cleanup. No follow-up, doesn't even take a shot, doesn't got to burn the overheal, doesn't got to burn the dismiss. Keeps it for the rest of the round here.
30 seconds left.
Now you've got Moose and I think it's RJK who's that last on the...
Yeah, not many options.
Right there, Logan Reed.
No site safe right now. Jelly solo locking down the A site. That is not safe passage. B getting jump spotted by 2 players. 12 seconds on the clock. I'm thinking we save.
10 seconds
I don't think they're going to make it on to a site. Did he pop the revolving door? I thought it might have.
That's an awkward place to try to save for sure, because I don't know if they're going to be getting out of here alive, and the answer is going to be no. Maybe could have backed off towards spawn, possibly worried about the Reyna lurking from A side, but, I mean, that result wasn't really much better than going and testing your luck at A, but can't hate it.
Yeah.
Got stuck and didn't really have time to do anything else.
In general, I just love the answer back from LSU after being down 4-0. I mean, they had a tough bye round, but the second they get back to them, it's starting to work out a little bit better. Jelly's hands looking warmed up. LinkedIn Warrior doing work on Mound over there. If you're playing Raze on defense and you get your ones and some info, you can feel pretty confident.
And he's employed?
Yeah, and he got a job.
Got the full package. Fantastic.
That's a VALORANT 11 out of 10 right there.
That is a, that one's maybe not first ballot Hall of Fame, but it's getting a gold jacket when all is said and done. Nyx with the Odin, this is still a very dangerous place to be, and it essentially doesn't make C impenetrable, but you might take a lot of chip damage unless you're able to go for a 3-4-man, just absolute blitz in there, and there's the Odin damage. It looks like Ottawa does find a few kills. They are alive, and that is what matters.
Both players tagged down by the Odin. It was Android and Absolute. The AA combo. Well, I was going to say Aaron, and then I realized that that's on the other team.
That is true, actually.
Yeah, Aaron Wiggins, Aaron Wiggins. Going to be on the defensive side of LSU.
Yeah, 4v3 for Ottawa. They're in very good position to win the post plant. No worries about the Hunter's Fury. They are going to have, I'm guessing, a shock dart and possibly another recon dart in the back pocket. So information plus a little bit of chip damage.
Might just be able to hold
the bow and arrow.
Never mind.
How about a lot of bullets instead? Android rumbling off the shots and cutting down all 3 of them for Ottawa to regain the lead.
Yeah, that'll
do it.
Quite a situation to be in. Android was really just waiting on that after grabbing the Odin from, I believe it was Nyx who had that on site there and couldn't finish off the kill on neither Android or Absolute.
Get the kill discrepancy for the side of Ottawa.
No if, buts, or maybes.
Only dealing absolutes. I was thinking of that one too when I saw it. That is also a great video.
He's the greatest football player in the world. I'm being serious. That's the best part.
Oh, I wish those were Absolute's comms after.
Yeah.
I'm pushing 8. I'm being serious. I'm going.
8. That's more what Clove sounds like. Right? Clove's Scottish, right? I'm not going crazy.
I believe so, but I haven't kept up on the lore as frequently.
Yeah. I believe the voice lines have a pretty thick accent on there.
LSU's keeping up with the kills. They have completely shredded Ottawa.
Nowhere to go from that Nightfall for Moose.
No, neither one of them have anywhere to go. The Vice is also locked down in the corner. Yeah, Prowler, Showstopper, you name
Shoots
it.
their way out.
Oh my goodness, 1v2 on 1 HP eventually gets cut down, making it a little more expensive, but we are going to the second half, so the money doesn't matter. And we are going in deadlocked at 6s.
Deadlock's not in this game.
I've never played that game. Couldn't even tell you
that's
a
a
thing
character in this game.
Yeah.
That's what I was meaning, but...
Yeah, no, I'm an idiot.
Deadlock, interesting game if you like MOBAs and FPSs, but it's like, there's a lot to learn. I've tried. There's a lot to learn, and it is definitely a time sink. It's like learning any new MOBA. Like if you hadn't... Me as a League player switching over to Dota, it's tough.
Not it's tough, it just won't be happening.
It definitely will not be happening. Sorry. Sorry to all our Dota fans out there who are...
Yeah, all 3 of you, I'm sorry.
Yeah. All the 43-year-olds in the chat.
North American Dota, we really...
Yeah,
is that really the biggest esport over here?
European and SEA Dota, different story, but...
North America, we got our shooters, and we try League of Legends from time to time, and sometimes we play it decently. VALORANT, though, we've been world champions, and we've got a lot of talent from the region. LinkedIn dropping off Absolute to help trade off the first kill of the pistol round. Pi down to 3 HP can still provide value on the Omen. RJK getting deleted by Nyx there. A wide swing into tree and a quick ghost shot to pop them off there. Android chunk down on rope. It is going to buy space for LSU. Find the plant, or rather, potentially Ottawa there. And nice little shot out of Logan again. Look at the Vice. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Logan reaping some kills towards the end there. Android, I thought they were giving Android the defuse, but I guess get the Steel Garden up. That's going to be quite nice in the rest of the...
I'm going to plug Android in to recharge on the spike.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like an Evo charger.
A porty. A little portable. Make sure the portable's charged up.
Well, see what kind of weaponry that Ottawa decides to use. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see an Outlaw, something akin to that. We do see the Guardian and the Bulldog, so we are going to see a few of those longer range weapons to hopefully keep LSU at bay if you are the Brave side. And for the side of LSU, Sheriff, 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 Sheriff.
Sheriff, what would it be with a 5 exponent? Quintuple?
It'd just be Sheriff, but instead of the S, you put a 5.
Sheriff. That's pretty good. No, you put sheriffs, but the like plural S is the 5.
Hey, I'm good with either.
Good too.
Or 5 at the beginning, 5 at the end. You bookend it. I can see the poster now, and LinkedIn seeing a nice little headshot there, and the Sheriffs are actually cooking early on. They've evened it up to a 3v3. Android just going to play the opposite side of Baby Door here. Now LSU, they're going to get their Sheriffs involved. Android with the Bulldog, though, locking things down, and this is the absolute top frag demon on the server right now.
Clove is just undeniable right now.
I think they've got over 20 kills, and it is round 13.
Yeah, it was 18 at half. So now 2 rounds in to this next one. I think it would be about 21 kills.
I think they heard Nyx as well. Ooh, the Arc Girls will give away a little
now
bit
they know.
as well. Oh, now they know.
Moose was waiting upper B for a long time.
Android? Yo, who just picked up the spike?
Who?
I think someone's here.
Are you hearing that? Yeah, it is 21 on Android. My math is correct.
21, 8, and 5 is insane for 14 rounds into the game.
Yeah.
That is impressive. No duelist abilities, no one-shot RPGs, no explosives, no flashes. Raw gunny and good play around the smokes for the rest of the team. And now the buy for LSU. Guardian on Aaron, everybody else, Vandals will be in tow. No ulties to speak of, as we did just get the half started. Ottawa with a 2-round lead. Double stun into the Raise Fade combo, possibly. That's a really good grenade out of LinkedIn Warrior. Absolute trying to play the backside of Rubble and gets absolutely beamed. And everybody is just getting deleted from Ottawa.
The Warrior finds the third there. It was the first 2, I believe, from Jelly and Aaron to open things up. RJK.
Not where you want to be.
Yeah, just going to get pinched on from all sides. You could literally hear how many footsteps were flying onto that site. Logan Reap. Tough situation with the Sheriff.
That's a big flawless.
Will go through.
Keep all the Vandals online, get the money, staying in a good place.
Probably the closest Valorant match that or map in general that we've had all season as well.
Yeah, I know we've had a couple that were, I mean, even though, the last game was 8-4 at half, and then it was 13-5, so it wasn't really that close, even though it was a competitive, fairly standard half that we see sometimes, but this is definitely one of the closer maps, and we talked about the kill discrepancy. Right now for LSU, it's more of the teamwork. The kills are much more even, and for Ottawa, it basically is, if Android's not finding two, they're having a lot harder of a time winning rounds. They're still able to put the rounds together, and people are picking up the pieces, but it is a lot tougher to win these rounds out, and now Absolute and RJK just done with for the round. Moose is able to grab 3 back, though. The Sova single-handedly keeping the dream alive, and now the Spike is going on a bit of a run toward the spawn, and only one Ottawa player left standing now, and wondering, where did everybody go?
What happened?
Yeah, I mean, literally, look at the X's all over the map, just massacred.
Yeah, left and right towards that A side. And Moose might have a little bit of a rude awakening when they realize this Spike goes down on the C side.
Yeah, I don't think there's a point. I mean, it's a 1v2. You're definitely not saving at this point, but...
And now they know where Moose is coming from.
Yeah, I fear they were going to get an audio cue sooner than later. He's going to have to basically just shoot his way out of this one. That is not too surprising. Does have the owl drone, but
drone,
you got to use this from far back.
Yeah, if you pop this, you could be worried about the swing immediately. Yeah. You know that at least one is on site. But yeah, you have to be concerned about that left side as well.
Look at them playing disciplined.
And it's just a great two-man post plant there from LSU to tie up this game. Real possibilities of an overtime here, granted. Now that I said that, means somebody's going to win 5 rounds straight. Well, if you take a look at the weaponry, LSU would be the ones primed to do that.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of handguns on the Ottawa side. The money just not evened up besides Moose, who got a ton of kills.
Honestly, I think the issue for the Ottawa side is that they kind of seems like they're relying on Android for a lot of these round wins. I mean, you see the kills.
I mean, over double the next player.
Much more evenly spread out on the LSU side. LSU wants to make this push A once again.
I'd like to see Absolute. I know play slower on Neon sounds sacrilegious, but you've gotten picked off first so many times. Yeah, I guess just pull out the Sheriffs and kill everybody, Android.
Right.
That is the play, I suppose. Put the weapon in your best player's hand and see if they can get something going for you. That leaves LSU in shambles, down to 2 players. Both of them still committed to the A side of the map. Logan just behind Baby Door, everybody else beginning to circle like sharks. They'd love to grab some of those weapons after would Ottawa, but they still got to fight their way out of the round. Android was low on HP, does get taken down. A beautifully placed shot from Logan, and another one to follow. Make it 3 in a row. 2 kills for the Vice at the end, and a thrifty to boot.
That's got to feel good.
Thanks for the free guns.
The rounds get tied up, and then, yeah, now you put LSU in an interesting situation when it comes to the buys. Forcing out some eco rifles should work out here. LinkedIn Warrior.
They're going to play for Rocket.
Yeah, I'm not against the Stinger on the Rays, of course. You can definitely get into the right position for that SMG on someone like the Rays. Oh!
They're going to fight for A or
Regen Shield, and you force the Vandal. Interesting.
They're going to go for the orb. Yeah, I thought
they have to go for this orb right now. You have to be thinking they want it.
Yeah, I thought the C orb might be... It's usually a little more free, but you can still hide behind the wall. The dark cover should be able to buy them time, and I presume they're going to be the ones to grab it. Maybe it's just going to be a team stack over toward B, and they say, listen, if I'm able to find the kill, the ultimate will be online one way or the other. And honestly, I don't hate this out of LSU. Getting the plant down much more important than getting Rays the showstopper. Only thing is, they're going to have to survive the second life and maybe the Steel Garden, but they are in a good position to do so.
Get some info off of that drone, but with the Steel Garden, it's going to be tough for them to make it back onto this site. Apparently, it doesn't matter because Absolute will pick up 2, not being caught up by the Garden right there. And once the primaries are back, Moose gets to shooting. And the point over to Moose as well as Android. With all the kills you have, definitely been waiting on this ultimate for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Android, half the rounds wasn't getting killed. Ergo, Clove ultimate not getting used because obviously it is a second life. If you don't lose the first one, you've got nothing to fear 24 kills now for the Clove, absolutely farming so far on the server. And LSU, they are absolutely still hanging in there. As we said, it is one of the closer games that we have had, even just in the eye test, because sometimes we've seen teams win rounds where it's like, not that it was fraudulent, but, you know, everything kind of went right for you. Every single timing goes your way. You win every coin flip. LSU's been playing good team ball so far. Only down 2 rounds. The weaponry this time will be a little bit rougher on the edges. And we're going to see Neon pop up the ultimate. Absolute is getting active, and the rest of the team playing around it beautifully. That is 3 dead LSU members in the blink of an eye. Android's got 3 more for the trophy case. Now it's all down to Nyx.
Nyx sees the 4. Swing around the corner. There's even one coming from the flank mid. 11-8. Remember when I said one team might just win through 3? Didn't think it was going to be LSU off of a full save Sheriff round.
You didn't account for Android and
yeah.
And Absolute got first. And listen, this is the nature of Neon. You are going to be the first one in 99% of the time. You are the numbers you're going to lose sometimes. And Absolute loses the first 4 or 5 engagements. But now that you've gotten online, few kills under the belt, you can really start to feel that confidence. And a Neon, I mean, it's a Neon. Once somebody gets going on this agent, it's like a 3-point shooter. Once they see that first one go in, it can be very tough to slow down, and we are going to see early aggression out of said Neon. Double stuns actually going for the slide, and maybe a little aggressive there. That is kind of one of the drawbacks of Neon, is you get a little tempted to overload there. Overheats a bit and gets taken down for it.
Still dangerous. Critical health on LinkedIn Warrior. So, may not be too hard to even things out. Absolute going down early in the round. Not uncommon, as they have been very aggressive. I mean, you said the other round would like to see Absolute maybe even slow it down a little bit. Just think a little bit more before the peaks come through.
No think, just run.
Yeah, just sprint. Usain Bolt.
Did hear the Omen teleport. Pi was able to reposition deep onto the A site. Dark cover to block off a little bit of vision. LSU, again, they have the worst weaponry, but they did find first blood, taking down the Neon. Hunter's Fury, Neural Theft, and Second Life are definitely going to be interesting to deal with, and the Hunter's Fury will be used for the plant denial this time, and it looks like they may have found the tag. Nice jumping out of Aaron Wiggins, is able to dodge all the shots. The plant has been delayed by about 10 seconds, and now the showstopper taking down Android. Unfortunately, there is the Second Life. And we're going to see if Android can now make a little bit of noise, get a kill or an assist, and get that revive. The answer will be no, and LSU's looking good.
Yeah, Logan Reed caught out. I think there was a blast pack right above them
it was a right
as
click.
well.
It was a paint shell, I think, a right click.
RJK, 3rd kill in the round, 28 health. The collect comes through. It's for the ace and the round win. So much time left. Wow. Such a quiet player for most of this game. The occasional kill, I think, sitting second.
Well, after RJK had the 2-3Ks rounds 2 and 3, but then after that, I mean, I'd say slowed down.
What? Yeah,
they had 11 kills.
Second last on the leaderboard there. Like, obviously, yeah, 11 kills still, but compared to Android's 27, for example.
And not all aces are equal.
That was a clutch ace right there to bring you to match point, or map point, my apologies.
That's a tilter for LSU, because you're not expecting to line up behind each other. It's just one of those ill-fated timings where it's like, I'm going to swing. Let's swing together. Oh my goodness, we are literally in front of each other. This is the worst thing we could have drawn up. And that is how it goes sometimes. I know that Ottawa is more than happy for that result. Hopefully RJK getting all the gas from the teammates right there, possibly. I don't want to say save the game, but you may have cinched it for your team. LSU is coming in with a bye, and they're taking some chip damage. Nightball invested, RJK not able to slip it, so information given over, and the paint shells chip them down. And then you've got Jelly just barreling over the front line. Gives LSU the advantage. We do see the Empress in play as well. LSU 4v3, and Ottawa looking to make a break for the site. Wow, Android is just a menace.
Jelly wants to keep these kills moving, finds the 4th, wants to answer back with an ace of their own. Let RJK know anything you can do, I can do better. Including saving the game right now. Back-to-back ace rounds. What is going on?
Gotta love the Reina voice line. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Puny mortal. Yeah. All 5 of yous.
The pompous little laugh right there.
Yeah, that was very, very smug. But if you're Jelly, well earned after RJK. And I guess, listen, we have a saying in sports, ball don't lie. LSU probably should have won the last round. So by nature, Jelly has to come back and get the revenge ace, make up for that lost time, and avenge the fallen family. Now it is going to be 12-9. Ottawa still on map point. However, Neural Theft, the only ultimate in the fold so far. It is a aggressive early play out of Ottawa, though. They are looking to get active and shut down any A presence, possibly scoop up that orb as well, which I believe they have done successfully. And there goes Neon. Bye-bye.
I don't know if I heard the orb get grabbed. I think you're right.
Yeah, there was a lot of noise, but if they didn't grab it, weird.
A lot of players over there, yeah, to not, force for the orb right there.
Yeah, they used like 3 smokes in a cage, I think. So
yeah, it's a lot of util, and not all of that util regens during the round. You look at the smokes back.
Oh, they're just moving as a unit. I actually love this.
Defense is very interesting. Warrior takes down Absolute. But of course, who else but Android? I think that puts Android at 30 now. A heater of a game for the Clove, and
we may have a few more rounds after this too, depending.
Just insane to think about, especially after the closer for that 12th point, which was RJK's ace, but Jelly answers back, and now we're back into a tight round with an unknown answer here.
Neural Theft isn't in play this round either, because that red X is very far over toward Mound, so there's no chance that Cypher is picking up the dead body. Aries ADS. A little bit tough to win that fight from 5 feet away. It was a good effort by Aaron, but that means it's a 4v3. Cypher may now have access to a dead body, but Jelly is keeping the team alive. Here is Android, though. This has been the duel to watch the entire game. Neural Theft invested. Instantly, the kill gets found. Moose is going to stick it to half. Can they get the full? Not quite yet. Android takes down Jelly. We're in a 1v1. Time is of the essence, and it is Nyx that wins it.
LSU will not back down. 12-8 does not phase them. They're forcing out every round. They're playing them out quite well, not letting themselves get too far behind early, and constantly finding the plants on the site, which will only boost their buys in the upcoming rounds, because they got to take it all the way to overtime, but only 2 more at this point. A lot closer than it may seem.
And more than likely, I don't want to say it'll be one away,
the Ottawa buys, the Braves buys keep getting more and more desperate, we'll say, just to close out this map. But then again, you throw a Marshall in Android's hands, and I start to get a little concerned for the enemy team.
I'm going to listen for the orb this time to see if there's any reason to this play, maybe just to cut off the A side of the map. It does just feel like a lot of util, especially if nothing gets found. Not that it's all the util they have. Absolute, you got to be careful. You've been blooded more than a few times.
Yeah.
And there's only so many places to leave here.
So aggressive on this Neon, even on the defense, where it starts to just come back to bite you with constantly getting first.
So I wonder what the...
I think the orb was grabbed towards B or C then, because I swear I heard the little...
No, yeah, I just saw it on Jelly's screen, though. So I guess they were just trying to slow the A push then. I assume that was a play to guarantee the orb every round, because if you're already dumping all your util, I mean, why wouldn't you? You risk obviously getting shot, but with all that util, I'm thinking you should probably have 3 to 4 seconds, but ultimately not the end of the world. Android has second life online, and you know that as a shooter, you'd like to have that life on. And now Jelly actually gets taken out by RJK on a wallbang headshot. So your top fragger done for the day at least, potentially. LinkedIn and Nyx, though, they are great to find the trades back. That leaves Android and one other Ottawa player left standing to try to take down this Tiger defense now that they've got the plant down.
LSU seriously primed to win this round. Moose gets a good kill onto Pi. Flash comes through. Android completely blinded up, and perfect timing on that. Of course, Android on the Clove will be able to get that little respawn. Do you have the time to
Have to fight.
You need to get a kill. You need to find a kill, but like, don't you have to peek out at some point or at least force the defuse? Nonetheless, LSU will take that any day of the week. Jelly looking to come for the leaderboard right there, 24-32. Slowly but surely catching up to Android. You're only 8 kills down, which sounds crazy. Only 8 kills down sounds crazy to say, but Jelly has started picking up multi-kills left and right.
Well, and the score at the top of the screen is the more important one than the one that the players are putting out. And Android right there, I honestly think that was more of a heat check than anything. The expectation is that I'm going to go into second life. Moose, if you stay alive for 3 seconds, we still have a 2v2. We can play off each other. You can help me get chip damage. I can find the assist. And now instead, overtime absolutely looming. LSU is just running down everybody. And now, arguably the 2 most important players of this round, your top frag and the only ultimate you had to stall out a push. The only ultimate at all, actually. And now LSU showstopper and the plant down. I don't know if there's going to be a way back into this one. There it goes.
They don't know that Sova's close, right? So LinkedIn Warrior not going to get traded because Jelly is right there as the second man. Absolute not going to find that. It's a flawless to bring us to overtime. And what a 4-round spree right there. I guess, yeah, 4-round spree from LSU to bring things back. A very, very back and forth game. Look at it's like a momentum-based even game. It's all back and forth rounds. It's one of them's going to find 4 rounds. One of them's going to find 3 back. One of them's going to find another 4. And here we are in overtime. I got to hand it to LSU. They were what felt like down or playing behind for a lot of these rounds, and especially in this second half. I know it was an even first half. However, here in the second, the Braves really had a handle on it, of course, getting to that map point. And now in overtime, you do see Android glass cannon on the operator.
I think you need a spark here. I like it.
Yeah, I like the executive decision.
You need something. You need a little bit of juice. You lost 4 rounds. A few of them were winnable. You got aced in the process.
Ooh, LinkedIn.
That is not great.
LinkedIn's locked in.
That's a good one. Just belittle your... You see the paint shells going wide there. Android, as we said, on the operator, but it looks like LSU has all the information they need. Unfortunately, there is one player.
Will not check left.
Yeah, Jelly has an inkling that someone's there. I like that RJK moves out of the corner. They know the pre-fire is probably going to come through, and it didn't look like Absolute was ready for the trade, so it is going to be a fallback. But again, I was going to say 55 seconds and running out of options, but that'll help.
What a robotic snap to the head there from Jelly. Oh, super quick on the shots. That's the kind of player you want on Reyna, too. I mean, we've learned that from this game for sure. Plant does finally come down. Android takes the shot. Now you're peeking into 3. LSU, serious contenders right now to take this map 1. What a back and forth game, but LSU, it just feels like they have the momentum right now. LinkedIn Warrior, who was kind of back and forth, especially in the first half, now very locked in throughout this second half. And of course, Jelly, you can't understate the effects from that. Even something like Nick's Steel Garden, for example, in the end of that second half was very, very valuable in order to take those last couple of rounds. And now you're ahead of the Braves.
How quickly things change, huh?
Just 1 round away. You just got to make this attacking round work, and it shouldn't be too hard. You had 4 attacking rounds straight where you were able to take that.
Absolute, you have got to be supremely careful here. Oh, the timing might be diabolical. Spots the barrel. Yeah, that Vandal barrel sticking out a little bit too long. And now you've taken Jelly out of the equation. So a couple times the last few rounds, Android and Jelly both getting isolated and targeted there. And that might be the name of the game. Cut the head off the snake and try to deal with the other 4 players as you see fit. RJK, lead of the sword, getting exposed there, but will survive on the jump spot. LSU will slow things down to a crawl for the moment, but they've got their eyes set on B. One more time.
Keep seeing the jump spot. Yeah, Nyx is just waiting for the jump spot to happen again. And I love to see LinkedIn Warrior constantly finding these first bloods. It's great to see your Rays getting active. Yeah, the trades are coming through, but you're getting active, you're taking space, you're forcing players off of sites here.
Somebody say util?
And it was the 2 players who died over towards A, which took a lot of the heat towards A, and it left them with a wide open C site.
There's going to be a long rotation for the Sova, so it is going to buy LSU maybe 10 to 15 seconds of freedom here before the go buttons do get initiated. Aaron's only 2 off the Nightfall as well. If they can find a crazy cross spray, Nyx may have just gotten the job done for LSU, though. Tigers are on the prowl. They've got site control. They've got the plant, and they are finding all of the kills. Is it going to be 6 rounds in a row for the dub? It will be 12-8 to 14-12. A hell of a run by the Tigers there, and they shut down Ottawa on map 1.
Beautiful, beautiful ending from LSU right there.
6 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny it. And all the work that Ottawa put in towards getting to that match point. RJK's ace, I mean, everything. You put so much work into it, and LSU was just ice cold towards the end. I mean, every single round just started to become LSU advantage, LSU advantage. Of course, LSU win in the end, and I believe our map selection is honestly the exact same as our first series, which means we will be heading to Haven next.
Ascent or Haven next?
Ascent
Or is the order different?
Ascent next, I believe. It is still Ascent next. Yes, yes, yes.
Awesome. Let's go.
Don't want to get too confused there. Believe we'll have to double check. We'll send it to a quick break here. Yeah, we'll send it to a quick little break here. Teams are ready to get go soon, though. So it'll be just a quick one here. LSU coming off of a surprising comeback, I will say. Not surprising once we hit 12-12. I think they just had the momentum locked in for the next 2 rounds of overtime. But making that 4-round straight to even bring them to overtime was just such a clutch situation, from Jelly finding the ace right after RJK. I mean, it was a wild map. I think that was probably the most entertaining map that I've casted this year.
Definitely one of the closer ones that we have seen. We saw Android basically, the AI takeover was imminent,
for sure.
and then the GPT script eventually ran out of lines of code there toward the end, and the rest of the team was not able to support enough in the end. We saw Nyx making a big play. We saw the ace from Jelly, and we're seeing 2 Jets again, no Yorus. Okay, I know there was an update this week. I need to see if Jet was buffed or if this is just the teams today that we've gotten prefer Jet.
Yeah,
because every Ascent game for the last year and a half has been Yoru, a lot of KO. Obviously, Sova Sage are going to mix in their Vice Cypher, whoever you like as a Sentinel or Controller. But it is very surprising to see so many Jets and so few Yorus.
Yep, let's peep at the
11.07
patch notes.
I don't think Champs has played on live patch either, so I don't know if they would have made a huge change mid.
Doesn't really look like the only agent changes were just fixing some like bugs and glitches
like usual,
with Cypher and Waylay. Clarity on Waylay's path, so you know where you're going. And apparently there was a glitch with Cypher Cam, right? Which I think Cypher was disabled for a little bit recently, if I'm remembering correctly.
Just wondered if there's any, massive... And also, it's a Jet on Ascent. It's not a bad pick by any means, but just the way we saw Yoru dominating every single game, it seemed like. And even the Neon to lesser degrees on Ascent as well.
Everything was bug fixes and quality of life updates for the most part.
Tonight, then.
You're right. They wouldn't make such a huge patch.
Unless they're not playing on live patch. They might have just told them, hey, you're going to play on 11.05. We're updating the game. When you're done Champs, this will be the patch.
Yeah.
But it is right, so they kind of just decide whenever to, hey, you're playing live patch now.
Right, they do that for League as well.
Yeah, the T1 patch every year.
Yep. Well, no, this year it's the bin patch. Giga bin. They giga buff Jax, and then
it's crazy that he won.
The nice part is Fearless draft means, not just going to be able to, like, slam Jax 3 games straight.
Crazy BLG won Worlds last year. That was awesome.
Yeah, I know, right?
Bin
crazy.
Champion.
It's crazy that I couldn't get one of those owner jackets.
Well, yeah, he came second place, so I don't know why you want one of those.
True. They sold out in minutes.
There's the Jet 1v1 I was waiting for. Jelly getting the better of Android in that one. Not that it wasn't close, though. Literally down to 5 or 6 HP, but still enough for first blood. And definitely the start that LSU loves, especially for Ottawa. Not that you're going to be tilted out of your gourd after map 1, but losing a game when you were up 12-8 and not even getting a round in OT, losing 6 unanswered, and just losing 14-12 the fashion you did with RJK's ace, obviously, and Jelly being 2 of the pain points for both sides. There's the Cypher getting active. It was 1 HP on Jelly, and RJK continuing the good play, and there's a fight toward Pizza. Absolute will be the loser of that one, Pi the winner. That means the A site should be relatively open, maybe a dart to dissuade the plant, but Moose will get it down. And now we're going to get 3v3 for the post plant.
I mean, how many times in this situation do we see the Braves able to take it through, especially in the pistol rounds? But LSU just, I think the momentum is too much right now. They're just on top of things. Slow taps from Aaron as
Moose just went for a crane shot with the dart.
Yeah.
That was jumping off high rise.
Crane shot, never faked a trick shot.
Wake me up. Just 360 off the crane.
Have you seen, I will say, I love the fact that we keep bouncing off from VALORANT here, but I love the fact that FaZe Adapt is in his second prime right now.
Oh, yeah.
There's the one clip where they get swatted, and he's like, yeah, the cop looked me in the eye and said, I never faked a trick shot. That's the funniest thing. It never fails to crack me up.
Maybe we'll get some trick shotting in Val one day. I know it's a little tougher with how the bullets register.
Yeah, not exactly how the
I forget who it was last game. Somebody hit a few nasty 180s in the last series. I'm blanking on the name.
It was the Sage. Yeah,
I remember with the Odin, there was 1 or 2 that were absolute filth. We did see the Roadhog. There was some nasty Roadhog hook flicks yesterday too. Actually, that's a good show.
Yeah,
there were some.
That was they were deliberately
trick shotting too.
It was the look left game training mid game.
Little head fake, look left, hook right. Yeah, that was some nasty work yesterday. We do see Android down to 1 HP again.
Also, just to confirm for you, Jobin, I just went through the last 3 patches and no major agent changes except some like bug fixes and things like that. Clarity,
I guess just preference tonight
quality
then.
Of life, yeah.
Again, not that it's Jet Ascent. You can't really say this is a bad pick.
You can't go wrong.
It used to be the pick.
Right?
I just think Yoru is just so broken.
I mean, you said it. We saw it last map as well. You're still going to be able to Cloudburst, dash into Gen, and get your A-site space taken, everything like that.
Drifting? Have you considered?
What if you wanted the dash, but God said drifting?
You too can run. Oh, yeah. We do see the Marshall getting chowed there by Jelly. A wide swing with the Vandal will rip Logan to shreds. And now everybody else playing the top mid there behind Catwalk. They are going to at least find one back, but that is going to be a brief moment of respite. Aaron Wiggins 4-3, and LSU's up 2.
Yeah, and Aaron really got to make sure you recoup the Vandal in that one. That was a lot of money spent on the second round and get it back in Jelly's hands. Of course, Jelly switching over from the Reyna, who was a very big reason for that comeback last game.
This game more RJK and friends, at least for the moment.
Yeah. First 2 rounds not going the Braves' way. And I want to...
Outlaw and Android.
I do want to double-check with Prod and confirm which maps were whose pick here.
Well, there's the Outlaw, by the way, before we get confirmation. That is how you diff the opposing Jet. I was wondering if the Outlaw, I guess on this map, honestly, it's a baby operator, and this is one of the better maps for Jet Op back in the day, so I definitely see the vision, and so does Spy.
Outlaw back-to-back.
We've got a couple of Outlaws on the map right now. And
I got one of those, too.
Said I got a little pocket rocket Sheriff as well. Got to be careful getting close and personal. And Nix.
And confirmation came through. Lotus was the LSU pick, this being the Ottawa pick. But, of course, it is Ascent, so...
And they lost the pistols.
Yeah,
what are you
not like LSU is not going to be
Neural Theft early. I like it. I guess those 3 kills will help that, yeah.
And now you know, right? They immediately start moving away from that A side because both players are in tree.
But they can't do anything.
You take control of mid, but they can't exactly go anywhere with it right now.
If they flood market, they've got a good chance to break. This is not the weapon for the job unless you're able to land a very clean shot. But yeah, you only get one chance in that situation. We are going to see LinkedIn popping the util and taking down Absolute. That is a great flash to support LinkedIn yet again. LSU, the team play is all day. Look at the util use. Everybody spotted out, and there it goes. That was some great teamwork out of LSU. Every single kill was set up that round.
Yeah, every kill was set up with some sort of utility, some sort of trade. Yeah, we saw the flash come through quickly towards the end there. We saw Aaron Wiggins with the reveal, which let LinkedIn grab even more. LinkedIn still has yet to get that promotion to the top of the scoreboard there.
You know how many post impressions he's gotten in the last week? You know how many bot messages in his DMs?
The LinkedIn influencers.
Nothing like the bot messages. You want to go to school? Well, I graduated twice.
I missed an interview to save a dog on the side of the road. When we rescheduled, I went in. The interviewer, it was the dog.
Big dog? Speaking of Jelly. Okay, headshot, headshot, headshot. You get a headshot. You get a headshot.
Okay.
All 5 of you get headshots, and it's a flawless for LSU.
Ottawa.
That was something, huh?
Just picked apart one by one.
Guys, you got
no answer. I mean, they didn't have rifles to shoot back with, but still
5 headshots on one tap, basically, though.
Like, not even a 20-second round.
That was one of the faster ascent rounds I've ever seen.
And at different spots too. What, 3 kills top mid, 2 towards outside garage tiles area.
It was equal opportunity. Wherever you are, we got something for you. Amazon Prime, we will get there. Don't you worry. Same day, say less. Someone has an operator in this lobby. I saw
Hotel Travago.
Yeah, basically. All expenses paid trip back to the menu.
And Android.
I like that operator. And
gotta get the hands back warmed up. Like, you need something to get back in here.
Especially 4-0 already. Like, it's not the end of the world, but this gets to 5 or 6-0, and the game feels very tough to play. Android's good for a few, though, an Absolute rounding things out with a few nice shots out of the rifle. Aaron Wiggins could be the linchpin this round, though. I don't know if Absolute is quite ready for the fight. They had an idea, but the timing is a whole nother story. And I want to see if these 2 ultimates get dwelled over because of the situation here. Very winnable.
Hunter's Fury gonna spot the player planting, but it does get planted. The tag up.
Oh!
Still nice. And was that a TP
He didn't know Logan was going to TP, but it was just Logan TP.
It was just left and right,
and he said, you're going somewhere.
Android, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Third kill did come through. Jelly versus RJK. This is the 2 ace players
he saw him,
from last round.
There's nowhere else he could be, he knows.
Oh, no. Gets to move towards the left. Now you get to play this kind of left-right 50-50.
Off the blades.
Which is nice. And, of course, you're the one in the post-plant situation. Walks through. executive decision on the play from RJK to bring the first round win to the Braves. And hey, last game, it was Braves for 4, LSU with the 1. And we saw how that worked out. Logan Reap going to pull out the timeout right now, as we do see there's a lot of cash available on the attacker's side, at least enough to get a good buy through.
I don't mind this call either. You finally get a round under your belt. You finally got the spike down, I guess, for one.
What I don't like seeing is an AWP and an Odin on the defense side. At least, I mean, I like seeing it, but I don't like seeing it for the Braves, at least.
I was going to say, yeah, I know LSU is absolutely loving that they've got the cash for this. Basically going into round 6, and at least for the Braves, and I mean, we didn't have a timeout all day. Every other week, I forget they can call timeout because some teams just don't bother. And, like, fair enough, if you don't want to call timeout or if you think it's not going to help, then, I mean, why stall the game out any longer? But Ottawa's got some cash. They got a little bit of flexibility to make a few plays. You've got a Res and a Blade Storm, so you could potentially send Android on an absolute mission and maybe have the Sage come in there to scoop up the Res and at least make things a little bit more playable. For the LSU side, we talked about the weapons. Steel Guard and Blade Storm also ready to go. The Hunter's Fury was excellent out of Aaron Wiggins, just the rest of the round, unfortunately, did not go to suit. Also 9-1.
Yeah, that does help.
Pretty good.
Very strong in this game. And
pretty good.
I mean, it says 3 assists, and I guess that's about it, but Aaron Wiggins using the util for a lot of critical kills in this game.
I mean, there's only been like 25 kills, and he's got half of the KP on it, basically.
And we spent so little time at A. I forgot that there was a deadlock in this game for a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good shout, actually. They've been on their own basically the entire game and a few firefights here and there. But
it's just been a lot of B side and a lot of mid.
That is a good call, actually. I had forgotten. Nice little shock dart over the top. A little bit of chip damage, but nothing too serious. Android posted up on top of Jen. I don't know if they only have the classic. Doesn't matter because that's a whole lot of bullets. That will definitely do. And now Jelly getting active as well. A few players down in hell actually able to survive, but only for a moment. Long Reap. Logan Reap, the only one left standing. The Odin, still more bullets to shoot. Aaron will find that one, and LSU, definitely a good round after the timeout. Nice and clean from them.
Yeah, that whole spray off of the recon dart. That was just one of the 3 mags that you do get
so skillful
from the Odin. I guess
so perfect.
Mag is a strong word for that. It's more like a bucket.
Yeah, it's a barrel of bullets.
Yeah, bucket of bullets, barrel of bullets.
I wonder how much RP that costs. That's actually the double barrel bullet.
Yeah.
Just 2 kegs underneath the gun. This bad boy can shoot for an hour, 2 smacks on the barrel.
The car salesman.
Yeah. This bad boy will get you from A to B. And
the pioneers used to ride these babies for miles.
You would not believe the durability.
It's in great shape.
A lot of info in mid, a lot of tags, but also an amazing flank from the Vice. They just walk out into lobby to Link, and now the spike is in no man's land, and
LSU just in their heads right now.
And in their backline, in their walls, everywhere, and then some. And this spike is unrecoverable, except for an ultimate. But again, you just have a classic.
In the walls, at their door, under their skin.
Yeah.
All of the above.
And Logan, you could theoretically ult for the spike here, but this is probably your best option, is losing out to the shorty. Obviously, not a whole lot could have been done in that situation. LSU recovers again, bounces back, and 6-1, we are at.
You get to guarantee a very, very nice half for yourselves, at least a tie-up. And last game had a tied first half. Now here, we see 6-1.
Got some inheritance money building up on that LSU side now, too. Some trust fund action. Aaron just bought for a teammate, still has 5,500.
Even if Pi goes down, it's okay. We'll just buy up another operator because you're going to have like 8K by next round.
Yeah, and that's not even counting for any possible success in the meantime.
And look at this, the deadlock, yeah. Just doing exactly what you want that Sentinel to do.
Okay, so the Jets decide to go fight on Catwalk again. Everybody else getting very aggressive in the middle area. We see Moose and Pi trading one back apiece. It does mean LSU is on the back foot, and they've got info. But at least a few players are over on A, but the spike is still hanging around in mid. There we go. Figured that was coming. Old TP.
Spike planted.
Oh.
Oh.
They're Barrel theft, though. Uh-oh. Now it's dicey.
This.
Uh-oh.
And of course, you're just letting Aaron Wiggins pick up kills. Now there's one player stuck under heaven, and Aaron Wiggins with an Odin are actually switched back over to a rifle, it looks like. I believe they picked up a Phantom, but...
I think they know he's there because of the smoke.
Yep.
Yep. Not like there was nowhere else to hide at that point. There was only one option. It was either behind the box in front of heaven.
Maybe like wine or something.
Yeah,
but yeah,
exactly.
you're right. They saw where the smoke came from.
And if he's wine, it's like, okay, go stand in front of him. I'm going to start the defuse, and if we can't win this, then fair play to him.
You do see that occasionally where like the glaring flaw of Omen is kind of giving away your point.
Omen has no flaws.
You don't really see that with someone like, although it's not really played, someone like a Brim where it's like, I don't know where this Brim just threw those smokes from, somewhere in the vicinity, but I'm not sure. Whereas, or even like Astra, you have no clue where that star got.
Let's buff Omen. Hide where the smokes come from. I'd like that, Fundy.
I think that would be great.
I like that. I think Omen didn't get buffed enough.
Hide where the smokes come from. Make the paranoia a little worse.
Listen, Omen, I one-tricked him for a while. Was pretty bad. Obviously good because it was Omen. Got, a lot of nerfs. Then they buffed him up into S tier. Let's get him to S plus tier,
What did they do? They made the smokes just regen like 10 seconds faster.
And the paranoia is wider and longer, I believe. It's at least wider for sure. And I don't know if they made the ult one less charge because it's a TP, but again, it's still just nice to have. Very, very nice character, and Pi is doing some nice shooting with the rifle. A flawless for LSU. I do think the weaponry for Ottawa there was a little bit lackluster. Yeah, okay, the rifles are coming through now, so I'm assuming that was the case, and we've got a very nasty-looking Oreo for the score right there. 4 for LSU, 1 for Ottawa in between, and then 4 more rounds for the Tigers. And now the Ultimate's building up, and the economy actually is looking worse this round. Yeah, they're trying to scrape together something to make heads or tails of this map, because remember the last map was 4-1. We said, okay, they might go on a run. 8-1 is a little more grim.
Yeah, you're very, very right about that one. Starting to just look like LSU may just clean up this game. Logan Reap starts things off, and Android, now you're just stuck. Tried to dash past it, caught by the net permanently.
Nix, you can't lose this.
You really cannot. They're crouched.
He had an op,
Did he have an op? He did have an op, and the updraft is up. You can just pop right over this.
I didn't know if it was like a Marshall Outlaw or an op. I thought I heard it, but I was like, I don't know if that's actually an operator.
That had to have been
No, that noise it had to have been, yeah, because the Outlaw doesn't look like that. That's why I thought it was a Marshall. I saw like the really long barrel and the way the gun looked, and I was like, okay, maybe a Marshall, but in fact, they got an operator, unless they stole it away, which is, I think, a possibility, but that is crazy, actually. Yeah, I can see it on the ground there. Good shout by Prod, so operator down to the winds. I will do a little jump TP up into heaven. Yeah, it's going to be a 1v1. RJK, Sheriff in hand, is good for 1. Not sure if they're able to find a weapon upgrade. It looks like they may have found something. That answer is actually no for now, but luckily a rifle down in wine, which may be the saving grace. Not that this is a good place to be, because where can go?
Yeah. And again, we've seen RJK somehow in tougher situations and fight their way out of it.
Where's my
teammate? You can isolate right now.
Wait for the teammate.
Yeah, that's all Pi has to do here. See the rotation start to come through.
And there's no time for RJK to leave, so.
Yeah, and they just took half their health through that cage right there. Pi gets to reposition towards the left, gets to find that kill.
Shenron.
Yeah, that's actually a great looking finisher right there. It's not one of those ones that just straight up blinds you on the entire map. Makes everything colors inverted. Like, I have the Spectrum bundle. Biggest waste of money I've ever spent, don't get me wrong.
That's crazy.
But it's sick to have, don't get me wrong. I love Zed. But definitely should have,
the good name of Zed.
Definitely should not have spent $140 Canadian on a VALORANT skin.
That's what it was at the time. That guy made clarity.
Because you had to buy more than just the $100 RR bundle.
That guy made
RP.
clarity. I think it was worth it.
It was most definitely worth it. You know that was my alarm.
You've gotten $140 of that song in your lifetime for sure.
I quite literally had to change it from my alarm because it would trigger me when I heard it. There we go, Aaron.
Triggered. Oh my goodness. Hunter's Fury and the Blade Storm just mopping them.
Yeah, it was an aggressive start from the Braves. They keep trying to make this A push, but the deadlock is just shutting things down every time. Not to mention, they invested a ton of ults into this round. The Blade Storm, the Hunter's Fury, all of them went down.
Where do you go from here? Oh, you don't. That's the fun part.
Brave, apparently.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
10-1, double digits, a stomp of a game right now on Ascent. LSU
this
just
evolved quickly.
LSU took the. How do you even explain that a 14-12 map 1 turned into a 10-1 half in map 2?
I'm gonna run some math by it because we do this about once a week. Aaron and Jelly, 31 kills, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rest of Ottawa, 22.
22.
Even if you take out Jelly,
one.
22 to 18 is not great. When it's a 5-to-1 ratio, that is suboptimal.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a winning formula.
Well, even if you
Neither
take out
in a
Aaron
row.
Wiggins, there's 2 players with 13 kills.
That's the thing. It's like they have
26.
pop-off players, but everybody is now just farming.
Yeah.
We saw the Blade Storm get going. We saw the Hunter's Fury getting kills multiple times. We saw the kill on the Omen earlier, then the kill last round behind the Sage wall.
Even LinkedIn Warrior, for example, who, like, we'll be honest, had a tough map 1 and ended up, bringing it back in the end there, starting to get kills as well. But Aaron Wiggins,
That was a great shock dart on Jet.
just
Oh my god.
will not put down the Odin.
Why would
Can't
you?
put down the Odin.
They keep walking at me, so I keep shooting. Aaron for 4.
I need to see this ace right
Yeah,
now. From the,
that's why
it's
they
the
use
redemption
this.
ace right here.
That's why they use it.
Just got everything. Oh, but didn't look at him. Sees him.
Drives
LinkedIn
out.
Warrior just being the bait, and that's team play if I've ever seen it right there. In 11-1 half.
3 aces in this series, by the way.
As LSU looking to just fly through this pistol round, fly through the next.
23-2.
A absolute domination.
How does a 10-point
That's looking
1-5 KD sound to you? Good or what?
It's looking more like an NBA score than a VALORANT
This is
score.
an Aaron Wiggins stat line. 23-2-7. You are having a hell of a game right now on the server. 4 of 10 from 3, couple of dimes, couple of boards.
Get the rebounds.
2 blocks, 2 steals. Absolute insane game out of Aaron. And yeah, even Nyx, you're playing deadlock. You're basically just being left
Nyx-
alone, and your team is just killing everyone. It's like, hey, hold the sight down. We got you.
Nyx is getting killed,
But it's a
does
deadlock.
not matter. You toss the, I don't even know what it's called, the cage, the plus.
I forget the name.
You toss the wall down at A main, and it stuffs that entire push. Let Aaron run over with the Odin, and that's all you need to do. That is literally your job on the team, and you're playing it out perfectly. Now, Ottawa Braves starting to get active, starting to get kills back in the fray. It's Aaron Wiggins. No Odin in hand, though, so we'll have to see what they can do with the
Severely nerfed.
Classic. Yeah, definitely nerfed here. Also, no recon dart for a couple seconds here, so playing off of little to no info, about to swing into the enemy. Sova! It's Moose who gets taken down. Right clicks from the Classic. Now, you're praying you don't just get spammed out through the wall, but it will happen.
Yeah, too many bullets, too many angles to check over for Aaron. I believe Android may be getting the last kill there. Moving up to 10 for themselves.
It was RJK.
Oh, it was RJK. You're right. The Cypher picking up another one. He's had a few real nice moments in the series so far, but obviously this map, it has basically been an LSU showcase from start to finish. 4-0 to 4-1, all the way to 11-1, and finally the second round on the board. We are going to see Rifles Guardian getting scooped up, though. Moose will be the one handling the Phantom duties for the time being. Absolute over on that Spectre. So, Ottawa, I'll tell you this, do not get ecoed here. Do not.
Really do not want that. Nyx tries to shoot through the wall towards Absolute, but luckily, that is a wall you can't shoot through because there's an extra little bit afterwards. Absolute can't reset the spray, and instead, Jelly takes him down in the long range. It's Spectre versus Sheriff. Sheriff wins out. Little cease and desist there.
This game is wild, by the way.
Okay.
You got mashed.
I don't even know what I'm watching anymore.
We're watching extremely high mechanical skill with a lot of ooga booga in between.
Yes.
Like, that's what it is.
Like, the strats,
the highs are so high in this
strats are
game.
so questionable, and the shots are so clean.
Everything is so good, and then it is just bizarro land, and then it's back to,
Yeah.
I'm the greatest player you've ever seen. Watch this. In a span of 20 seconds, that all happens, too. This isn't like a long...
Oh, Moose can't get through, though. At least can't see the legs in time, either.
Should get plant, I think, though. That's a good
Breaks
dart.
class, just making all the noise possible. Breaks class, breaks door, open up those lines for you.
Haircut.
RJK, you can see the Sova, you can spray him down. Not able to find Nyx, and there it is, Nyx. Not in two.
Ha!
Woo! And with the nicest Eagle skin in the game, Sheriff skin in the game.
I didn't get... Was it Arcane?
No, Singularity.
Well, you can be wrong. That's cool.
The arcade one, pretty good. I still think the Singularity, I don't know, there's something about it that just feels right.
That's okay. You can be wrong.
Yeah, I don't even have it. Oh, I think, what do I have in there? I got the one that just looks like a classic revolver. I don't know. It does have different animations, though. Pretty nice. Would like a Mage Punk one.
Yeah, and I think Ottawa would like a little more cash in the reservoir here because they are going into this one very, very dry on good weapons and utility. It is double Marshal, triple Sheriff, the worst full house you can think of. Yeah, this is series point. 12-2 on the board, and the B site is completely free. They go for the gamble. The flank coming through, though, could be everything.
Look at Aaron!
But Pi reads the flank, and Aaron's cutting everyone down in mid. 4v2, site taking over, gun advantage to the Tigers, but Android keeping things mixy. Oh!
Android's been here hitting headshots.
Huge. Got a gun, though. Oh, my goodness.
Gets to pick up rifles, and now look at where we're at. It's both players who have gotten rid of their eco weapons, picked up rifles in a 2v2 post plant. One player garage, one player boathouse, and Android and RJK just want to play this together, use both players to isolate these fights. Android goes low, and it's Nyx
They're both 1
to
HP.
clutch up right now to
so
take
low.
the series.
They're both 1 HP. If Nyx can land a single bullet, even if he can get a strong breeze on him, he should be able to find the round.
There it is.
A few taps later, a clutch, and 13-2 for the Tigers. What a map, too. I mean, talk about having a bit of everything in there. We had 3 aces between 4 maps of gameplay. 4 maps, 2 maps. I don't know what I'm talking about. We had 4 total today, but we had 3 in the last series alone.
Because I was going to say, we didn't have any
No, I'm dumb.
aces
It
in
was
the first
2-0-2-0.
series.
No, it was 3
actually,
in that series.
Yeah, there was a couple close in the UTM series, but no, here, there, yeah, 1 from Ottawa and I think 2 from LSU, right?
I can't wait to watch the VOD on some of those. The one I'm going to watch, the Hunter's Fury, that hit the moon, dude. That thing sent me off of a cliff when I saw it.
And now, I'm going to be honest, it might feel a little bit worse because they ended up losing that map.
I got it.
But it was because when you're ahead by 3 rounds and that happens, it's like, oh no. But yeah, when you go and check the VOD, that is about to be a rude awakening for Moose because right now, I still think probably hasn't realized what exactly happened on that play. Probably just assumed they hopped off the bomb.
That's
and
one of
back
those
on
you
it.
have to just laugh off later. Because there's missing left and right. And I don't want to like harp on him because obviously had a really good series. It's just seeing there were so many funny, like weird moments that happened in that series where it's impossible to not be like, I don't really know what I'm watching, but I like it.
But it happened.
It was fun and I'm enjoying it, but I don't really know what how to analytically break down the strategy, the executes. I'm just seeing people get gapped with sheriffs.
How do I analytically break down Aaron Wiggins just turning every corner with an Odin and it's just, cash. Exactly.
Do the look away.
Yeah.
The Steph Curry just, I know it's going in. And that, I mean, that was LSU all of map 2.
Yeah,
it was.
I know it's going in, literally.
4-1 to 10-1,
this round.
and then 12-2 or 13-2 as the final score. But a great effort by both sides. Ottawa, you at least gave us one of the more entertaining stomps that we have ever seen by far.
A second map, entertaining stomp from LSU, but also map 1, still the closest map we have had this semester on stream here for Valorant. I'm sure throughout all the matches there might have been, double overtime games or something, but at least on stream we have seen a lot of, one team look more.
A lot of teams have lost that game 13-6.
Every other match has looked more like map 2 here.
Yeah.
Whereas, map 1, Ottawa really gave it their all, and I think after losing a map like that, it does just start to weigh on you mentally, and LSU, I don't know what happened between map 1 and 2 from Aaron Wiggins, but it happened. I don't know what it was, but something happened.
Yeah, maybe you got Jay Jetta on the phone for a motivational conference there, but LSU definitely showing up and showing out in that second series. Give credit to UTM earlier in the day, winning their series back-to-back 2-0s. Very entertaining games despite the 2-0s, though. It was a great day of Valorant here on the PCL, but obviously, there is more to be had tomorrow. Our lovely friends at the LCA crew are going to be handling the CS2 side of things. Season has just gotten started. We're about a third into the fall semester, just getting past that quarter mark. Lots of good teams still to be shown on stream, and getting entertaining games like this makes it very, very fun.
Yeah, honestly, can't complain too much about the series tonight. We had UTM take the win 2-0, as well as LSU in the end, and very, very nice as well. We mentioned we hadn't really seen LSU, at least when it comes to esports.
I don't think I've seen them at all. Yeah.
Of course we've seen LSU, but when it comes to esports, haven't really seen them in some of these leagues, don't know too much about them. They come in against a fairly strong, fairly storied program like Ottawa and just show out like that map too. Can't complain. They got some funny names in there too. LinkedIn Warrior, that's definitely going in the top 10 somewhere. So that's pretty great there. And yeah, as Jobin said, Counter-Strike 2 tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. You definitely don't want to miss that. But that'll be all for us tonight. I've been Fundy. That's Jobin. Thank you all for watching, and take care.
My name is Adeline. This is my dad, Aaron.
My first 24 hours of fatherhood, I discovered my daughter has this terrible disease that was trying to kill her in that moment. And oh, by the way, I have it too, and it's a miracle that it hadn't killed me. So this is our automated external defibrillator. We bring it everywhere Adeline goes because Adeline has a heart condition called long QT syndrome. Long QT syndrome is a genetic disease, which means the only way she got it is because of one of her parents, and this disease was passed on from generation to generation. It had been killing everyone in our family for years, and we just didn't know about it. Usually the first symptom of long QT syndrome is death. With Adeline, we found out about it as soon as humanly possible. And because of that, we know about it and we can protect her. She hasn't had another event since she was a baby, and it's because we've been able to put the protections in place.